So how does this make any sense, Tommy? Please, explain this to me. How do you make this make sense? This guy seems totally very unbothered, very not seething. Very happy with how this has played out. You're crazy if you think Tommy would understand half of the things you just explained. It's not for Tommy to understand, okay? I'm not here to convince Tommy, okay? He can spot where things are going wrong, where people are like lying to him, but it's just him being like a threatened, cornered dog. Like an injured dog lashing out at people trying to approach it. Okay, so TommyC has once again done another live stream about ChudLogic, about how he's a snake, about how he's not to be trusted because of the whole New Year's thing and leaking Boblex's dress. It's like the only point he's got now. He's been forced to retreat off of everyone. He was wrong about basically every single aspect of the Destiny stuff. So he's just stuck on this Boblex dress thing. Now, obviously, the Boblex dress picture, the only thing Chud leaked was that a dress picture existed. It was already known he was non-binary. It was already known he liked cross-dressing. It was already known that he wanted to be a bearded lady or whatever. All this stuff, he'd already leaked his Victoria's Secret checkout. All this stuff was already out. It was just the fact that a dress picture existed. Now, when Chud found out about the dress picture, Aiden showed it to him and told him, don't screenshot this. All Chud did was say, the photo exists. So there wasn't really a specific agreement, as far as I'm aware, to keep the existence of the photo private. It was just like, don't go spreading the photo around, because obviously that would be nuclear. If you shared the photo of Boblex in a dress, that'd be completely nuclear. The existence of it was not quite so nuclear, and Aiden, didn't give a f and monetized it himself, made content out of it. But that's the only point Tommy's got. So he's done another hour-long live stream here, responding to Chud's latest response. So, I don't know if this will just keep going, if Chud replies. Truly, I don't understand why Tommy is like double, triple, quadruple down on this. It's like beyond... It's like more than I expected from even Tommy. So let's take a look. I haven't seen most of this yet, to be honest. Well, let's take a look. Hour-long live stream. Let's go.
So I don't really know where this idea is that I'm some sort of like fake, like working class person. I was brought up by a single mother on a council estate, and I don't want to get into it, but like my dad was not around, like for a lot of my life, and he passed away when I was a teenager. So it's like,
What is the point? What is even the point here? Don't overshare. My dad died when I was a teenager. Is that oversharing? What's like the... What is Chud, revealing about himself that makes him look stupid? But it's not hypocrisy, though, because Chud isn't saying don't overshare because sharing any information is bad. Chud's saying don't reveal reams of embarrassing information about your life. Your dad dying when you're a teenager isn't exactly embarrassing. It could be used against you in some way, like people could take jabs at you with it. But ultimately, if you're stable enough to not have that bother you, then it's fine. It's a fine thing to share. Now, Tommy is obviously upset because Chud, I guess, mocked him for mooching off his wife. And Tommy likes to claim, that he was just responding to a chat message or whatever that was saying he was mooching off his wife. That's just what people say about him. No, he does mooch off his wife. It's not like a joke. It's not like a, haha, we're making this up to make Tommy look bad. Tommy does not have a job. Tommy does not make significant money from his YouTube channel. Tommy probably gets some kind of like veteran stuff from the US government or some shit. I would imagine. Probably get some kind of benefits or something, even when he's overseas, I think, right? But other than that, yeah, you're mooching off your wife. Unless there's some part-time job that you just never talk about, while you're making a bunch of money. Yeah, that just seems to be the case.
That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home.
Oh yeah.
My balls keep telling me to let me just let me
The goat intro.
Get ready.
Bro, ask the barber for a refund. What are we doing here? Bro, ask the barber for a fucking refund. What have we done here?
Hey, Volt Point Man. Remember that? We say Point Man? Yeah. Some branding stuff. And then Genie.
Yeah, just fuck my shit up.
We got lots of plans. Chud replied again. I'll be happy to reply to him. It's no problem with me. And we go with the Illuminati video, which I'm mildly involved with. Not making, but in Illuminati story. So I'll go. It won't take me 1 hour to talk about Chud. We did another hour of confusion. I just don't know. You didn't say anything. You didn't point to anything. So I'll get into that. The other thing is, I'm going to say this.
Dude, he's just like so like the seething is just like so transparent. He just seems so miserable and angry at Chud. It's just so funny.
I know I said that I was going to do calls. Well, I'm going to pussy out. No, I want to see. I got to be honest with you. Most of the stuff I'm getting on Twitter is Chud regurgitations without much thought. So I just want to know what I'm in for when I do the calls. So you could just go regurgitate what Chud says. So I promise I will do calls. You can definitely call me a pussy and you'd be right if I don't do the open calls. But I will do them, and I will title the stream open calls. There will be a few rules. One of them will be you are not allowed to ask me, and I will not, because I'm going to answer right now. Why won't you have a call with them? Well, I think I've made my entire case why I won't have a call with them, and continue to make that case now. I think, what a hypocrite would I be? Like, duplicitous fuck. Why would I sit down and have a call with them? Because here's how the call is going to go. If I go live, it's going to go for the own, right? And if I go privately, it's going to be let's declare peace, which I'm not really interested in because I don't desire a resolution. I don't. I have no. I kind of agree with what he said. Okay, so what? You don't trust me? Fuck off, right? Which would be kind of the normal response, and then move on. But that's not going to happen. In fact, everything that Chud's done thus far is just reminded me that yeah, I'm pretty much I'm pretty cool with it. I absolutely think I.
Yeah, it's just so. I hate when people do this when they're just like getting raped 6 ways over. It's just like, huh, yeah, this is going exactly how I expected it to. Huh, yeah, all according to plan. Huh. Bro, everything, like almost every point you made to try and substantiate the idea that Chud's a snake has been completely ripped apart. The only thing you have is this hanging on by a thread. Chud leaked the existence and purely the existence of a dress photo of Bo Black's that was told to him by Aiden when he was told to keep the dress photo itself private. And that's the last hanging on by a thread. One thing he's got that's close to a snaking. And that's all he's hanging on to. That's all he's clinging on to.
He says he is who he says he is. Who I say he is, and what have you. So I will do calls. One of the rules is you're not going to ask me to call him because I told you why I wouldn't. You're just going to have to accept that. The other one is you're allowed to bring up one topic, so you can't flip around and just constantly move the ball. One, and then go back and forth on that. And then after the one topic's done, you're done. But if you think you can argue better than the other guy, you're a different caller, then you can pick up the topic too. The same one and try to argue it differently, I guess. I'll do it that way. So, put your pens and papers together and you can go prepare for that. But I will let you know about that. And he definitely, the pussy, it's really difficult to give a shit when the type of people that are calling you pussies. I'm like, who, Beaker? Mr. Tough Guy over here? It really has, I don't know why anybody could get upset about it. But so I'll answer some of the more interesting stuff this weekend that was on Twitter. And then I'll answer some of Chud's stuff. I'm
glad Tommy takes all this time to make it clear that none of this bothers him. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about any of this. He is not interested. Just doesn't give a fuck ever.
They took the stuff they said.
Bro, if you literally are completely apathetic to everything that happens, quit. It's probably why your content sucks so fucking bad.
Related to my main topics about the New Year stream, and then we'll just watch Illuminati. There you go.
Okay, buddy.
Soy jacket. I like the. I don't know. It's yeah. Can you make a soy jacket of that? That'd be kind of interesting. Soy jacket Chub incoming. Also, I want you to stick around because if we go by Chud rules with oversharing, I guess you're totally game if you're oversharing. Well, Chud overshared.
You're like, what's your totally game for oversharing? Yes, the details that you share are open. They are fair game. Yes.
I've got something to say about it, so just stick around. First part is funny, really funny actually. I gotta be honest. In this, I've really enjoyed two people: Lumpy Willie with all his whole text thing, and I bully bullies. He's always on the wrong side of history consistently. They've been.
Imagine using, dude. These people constantly cry. This retard I know has cried about it. Nick Diorio, I know, has cried about it. About lefties saying stuff like wrong or right side of history. And you're saying wrong side of history about internet dramas. You're saying, I Bully Bullies on the wrong side of history in the TommyC ChudLogic drama. I Bully Bullies was on the wrong side of history in the Tipster drama. It's like, dude, you are so fucking fried in the head. I can't put it into words. You are completely rattled.
Extremely funny to me. So I haven't muted them yet, I'll be honest with you. It's like, you're fucking a horrible father or whatever. I usually mute them, but Lumpy Willie keeps it entertaining. So I did have an interaction with Aiden last night in DMs, but he left something out, which I thought was kind of funny. So let's listen to what Aiden had to say.
Okay, none of you are like capable of critical thinking. Got it. Well, the answer I got was, in essence, a fucking character assassination. He said, I
didn't assassinate you. I just said I told you why I wouldn't be on. But go ahead.
Known you long enough to know you're very bright, but you're also very shifty. I mean, think of how you blew up, for example. You essentially snitched on a guy even though he deserved it, right? First of all, what happened in that situation, you don't...
How is that a character assassination?
Yeah, I felt like a character assassination is supposed to be public, not private. It just makes no sense.
He writes me. Oh God, he writes me. The way he writes me, it's so hysterical. It's totally like inhuman. I feel like it came from like an HR thing. So I'll read the first thing. I'll send it to you right now, Jeannie.
Okay.
And read it in a HR voice, and that makes it funnier. So this is a guy that I've known on and off for years, right? I was never very close with him. I liked him, and then he writes me this, and like this is to get me on the show. Like I have no plans to give anybody any interview on anything. I'm gonna hog it all to myself on my own fucking platform. And he writes me this, Jeannie.
Hey Tommy, thought I'd invite you to hop on my stream for a convo. I know and partially agree with your comments about getting gotcha'd and debated, and that was one of my public criticisms with your convo with Kuihman. I think you've known me long enough to know I'm not trying to make you look bad or hurt your career, but I disagree with some of the criticism you've levied publicly and think I can genuinely change your mind since you aren't willing to talk to Chud directly about this.
Doesn't it feel like you got a
bullshit.
disagreement in the office or something like that? I remember. Like,
we heard that you were grabbing Susan's ass.
I got.
By the water
I don't know
cooler.
about that. I don't know about that. That'll be just you're out in your ass. But this is something like you got into it with another employee at a meeting. And then they wrote you this to kind of meet you halfway. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Okay, I've submitted I've done it, guys. Sorry, I was just taking a moment to get something done. I've submitted the request to Reddit to try and get unmarked as 18+.
A million years I would respond to that.
We've done it.
In fact, the only thing I did respond, I just said, let's see. I responded with audio. But and by the end of this, he asked me, can I use this? I was about to write yes. And then I was like, oh shit, I bet he fucking takes me out of context and tries to make it like Shifty Jew or something like that. So then I go to write no, but I really don't care that much. And I'm like, no, if I write no,
he didn't say Chud is calling in. You're right, Shelby. This person, a solved gigaviga is just like very silly. I'm reading reading the title, Chud call-ins, as meaning Chud is calling in, not the obvious meaning, which is doing call-ins about Chud.
And he says like, oh, you said you're okay with leaking DMs, which I am under certain circumstances to make a point or whatever. And
Mr. Dono,
so I'll do nothing, and I'll see if he leaks it. Right now, he didn't. If you notice, he didn't leak the audio, and he didn't. Which I don't know, may or may not be.
I'm going to work for the army again. Rumor has it they would hire Tectone's dad instead because it'd be less embarrassing. Okay, thank you, Mira. Thank you. Huge appreciate it.
Purpose, right? But he took the crux of the conversation. So I'll actually play you the actual audio. He leaves something out. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking maybe he wanted people thinking I was calling him a shifty Jew. So yeah, here it is, the actual audio.
Dude, like this is so retarded. I did see the start of this stream yesterday. He literally does. He accuses Aiden of claiming he's being anti-Semitic when he didn't do that, and then never watches any of the context. He doesn't watch any of the context here. Constantly crying about his arguments not being engaged with. But he just watches a 20-second clip of Aiden on Twitter and doesn't look into it any further.
I've known you long enough to know that you're quite bright, but also shifty as hell. And what I mean by shifty is whoever you're around, you'll shift.
Yeah, so this is... Wait, listen to his... This is his voice note to Aiden he plays here.
Yeah.
I've known you long enough to know that you're quite bright, but also shifty as hell. And what I mean by shifty is whoever you're around, you'll shift to. You'll say anything, do anything. I mean, Jesus, Dave.
She's like totally retarded, insane. Like, how could you, seriously, how could you say this about Aiden, who is like, literally like fucking the pariah of fucking RFC shit? Literally just endlessly hated by that entire community that he stuck around in for years. Because he was arguing against him a lot. Because he was some weird gay little commie, and they're all not. Like, what a fucking retarded thing, like, about Aiden. Of all people. Oh, I'm not covering Destiny again at the moment. No, in fact, you're permanently banned from the chat. Joy. Bye.
How did you get noticed? You snitched on somebody. Not that they didn't deserve it. And I don't think it's really changed all that much. So, I'll give you this. You can debate me. You can debate whatever I say on stream to your heart's content. Tell Kuihman I said hello.
So that's it. It was a character assassination. It's how I actually see. He doesn't know he burned.
No, I think I've warned that fucking mongoloid, this absolute dipshit, middle-aged retard, Edith. I think I've warned them several times now, literally day-long timeouts. If I'm covering Destiny, it will say Destiny in the title. Why would I cover Destiny, a huge internet figure, and put TommyC as my title? Unless I literally want my fucking business to fail. What a fucking stupid idea that would be. So you can probably figure out, if you're not like literally operating at 80 IQ, that when Destiny's not in the title, I'm not covering Destiny.
Bridge with me a long time ago. I just didn't make it a public fucking thing. Right? So no, I don't trust him. And I'll be honest with you, Aiden. I know who else you're talking to, and I told him not to talk to you either. And this goes back years. Like, he was hanging around some fucking commie a couple years ago. And
Tommy C in the title is stupid, even if you cover Tommy.
He became that. He was hanging around Augie, and he became that. And that's what I mean by shifty. Fucking Chud's shifty, he's shifty, and 90% of YouTubers are shifty. And if you sit there and talk to me like if you make AI sound like warm, there's no chance. And I'm not going to talk to anybody. Aiden, I promise you, I'll give you as much to talk about for the next, probably all summer.
Yeah, so I think he's obviously talking about Nick Diorio there. I think he's saying that he told Nick not to talk to Aiden. Which is, it's just like very, like, you're going around accusing other people of being snakes, and then you just, like, at the moment you get pressed, it's like, you know, I'm telling all your friends not to talk to you, by the way. Okay, alright, man. Okay. Apparently that's not snaky. I guess that's not snaky. I don't know how you rationalize this, truly. It's actually just totally incomprehensible. The only way that you can rationalize Tommy's idea of snakiness is if the only person you're physically capable that it's possible to snake in the entire world is Nick DiOrio. Anytime you betray other people, that's not snaking. But when you do something that could affect Nicholas DiOrio's reputation or bottom line or feelings, that's snaking. That's snaking.
I don't need to talk to you. And this goes in the Chud. I think that's Ness. So nobody was calling me Shifty Joe. Definitely wish I didn't use that, but I've used that before, and they're all shifty. And I told him exactly why, because he shifts to whoever he's around. He left that part out conveniently. So now that it's out, I know absolutely. Like if he would have not put it out and did the whole stream, and I didn't hear anything the next day, and I didn't wake up the next day, and I saw, I mean, look at this shit, DiOrio, look what TommyC said.
Well, Alex Ekmo is probably just goofing. Alex is pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know if he is or not. Like,
I like Alex. He's all right. He's all right.
Dare call. I wouldn't dare call him a shifty dude. That's that line. But I will call you shifty.
Yes, snaky is when you say something mean about Nick, Willie, or Tom.
Because I'm sorry. That's exactly what he is. He just, I don't know. Wherever.
Huge things happening in the TommyC Discord today. Tommy shares his stream. Chud calls. Shut up, Tommy. Okay.
He's around.
Shut up, Tommy.
You know. I didn't know Jaden was
kind of like a glass of water. That's all Aiden is, dude. He's just a glass of water.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Yeah,
he's around.
He's always been like that, and he is smart.
Yeah.
I told him that, but he's just like he's not. He's a lousy friend, and it's like he even said in the thing. He's one of the most hated guys on Augie's stream. You know, like. He really thinks he's
no one likes him.
So, dude, like, he's saying he most hated guys on Augie's stream. Yeah. You just said he shifted to fit whatever group he was in, yet he was constantly hated in the Augie shit because he didn't fit the group. So how does this make any sense, Tommy? Please, explain this to me. How do you make this make sense?
Just slithery.
These are Tommy's gimps. This is some retard called Volt and some bitch called Genie. They're like just total show gimps. They're just there to yes man him the whole time.
Ever. I thought he kind of got over
Some say
it.
shifty.
I had a really good, I had a good conversation with him during the election in November, you know, and that went well. But then, you know, after that, I'm like, he hasn't changed a bit.
Arabic Gator, yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, exactly. Hashtag kick Aiden. So I won't deal with Aiden. Let's go to, I'll answer some of Chud's. Like, I didn't get all of this. I'll be perfectly honest with you. But I got the stuff, like the major stuff I wanted to cover. Anyway.
Don't we have the other thing first, though? I thought we did the other thing first, the Leia something.
No, it's at the end. That's Leia something at the end.
Okay.
That's because that's like fucking ridiculous. That one I shouldn't have covered because it didn't have any traction, but I'm just covering because these guys think they have such a fucking own on their hand. It's too funny to me. Like they see,
TommyC's just sitting back laughing. He's just sitting back laughing. TommyC's playing 5D chess, and he's just sitting back laughing. Everything going according to plan, as always.
You know, or the one thing. Let's check this out.
He's like Nox, isn't he? He's like Nox. It's just all the chaos just makes him laugh. He's just like, haha. He's just like the Joker. Ha ha ha.
Things Chud said related to some of the stuff that I said. Oh, I have to move this. Oh, look at that. Hold on. Because I haven't used video.
Yeah, wait. I literally have that soundboard.
But this is only about 8 minutes.
Where is it?
Okay. Let's start it off.
Like self-employed business owner, right? So obviously now my class status sits at a different position because I've streamed and built up a small amount of money doing this. But I grew up.
So I want you to keep in mind the reaction to this. I probably should put the thing on screen.
You will look so stupid when Chud and Nick fall out within the next 10 years due to any reason. Tommy can say, look, it was right all along.
More than likely has to do with this creed because y'all meet and have a pint. And I write, first off, that would be assuming he leaves the house. I'm basically calling him a shut-in. Having a pint with a good humor working class Englishman is always fun. Having a pint with someone LARPing is no fun at all, right? And I can't imagine he would be terrible fun. But there's more to it than that. So we'll get into it. But I guess like, he took that fucking, like, I'm just saying he's not a bro, or for you guys in the UK, I'm saying he's not a lad, and he isn't, right? I mean, I think he would even admit that. That's all I'm really saying, but he took it literally.
You said, no, he said it's just that one comment in a tweet. No, you reaffirmed this multiple times throughout the course of your stream. You've said this numerous times that he's lying about being working class.
Self-employed business owner, right? So obviously now my class status sits at a different position because I've streamed and built up a small amount of money doing this. But I grew up on a council estate, which is the equivalent of like social housing. So I don't really know where this idea is that I'm some sort of like fake.
It's the way you act. You're not a lad. You're just like a fucking weirdo shut-in. That's pretty much what I'm saying.
Like working class person. I was brought up by a single mother on a council estate. And, you know, I don't want to get into it, but like my dad was not around, like, you know, for a lot of my life. And he passed away when I was a teenager. So it's like, you know, I don't know where this, like, you know, what do I need to fucking show you my fucking, like, I don't know, the house I grew up in?
See, this is the thing, you know, like he's sitting there acting like he's not on his heels, and he's sitting there acting like he doesn't give a fuck. But who's demanding that? Like a passing comment meant to take a dig at your really. Also,
Chud definitely did, you know, not like a lad in like, so Tommy doesn't understand what lad culture is anyway, to start off with. That's pretty clear. Because lad culture is a very, first of all, it's quite 2010s. Okay, it's quite 2010s. And it was a sort of youth culture, not really a 30-year-old man culture. But yeah, Chud, exactly. Chud had a sales job where he would do coke every weekend. And so as far as like lad behavior for like 30-year-old guys, that's about where that is that. Yeah, that is what is happening there. Why are you guys saying coke? Dude, are you retarded? Everyone in the UK does drugs, okay? Drugs are very widespread in the UK. Every party has fucking drugs. Every fucking sales department is full of cokeheads. Every fucking, you know, manager or some shit at some fucking hospitality place is bringing fucking coke to work dues. It is incredibly fucking widespread. Only retarded, coddled Americans are ever like, oh, coke? Coke at the sales party?
Your masculinity, more than anything, is turned into like, no, I'm working class. I swear to God, I'm working class. All right, Chud, you convinced me. You're working class.
He just can't take the bants, dude.
Yeah, exactly. And then he just talked about his dad. I guess that gives me permission. We'll get into that in a second. So he's getting like, what do I got to do? What I got to prove it? When I do this? No, you don't got to prove it. You're not a fucking shut-in because you're faking working class. You're lying. You're a shut-in because I guess your father wasn't around. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, dude, Tommy, we just demand a death certificate. Show us that he died.
Like I ever was going to do this. So listen to this. This is so funny.
Or something like that. To demonstrate to you, like, oh no, look, this is where I grew up, look.
I was never going to do that. I didn't care that much.
There's the council flat that I grew up in.
But he's so audience captured. They asked, well, Tommy said you weren't working class, so he's got to answer it. 1 hour! 1 fucking hour! Jesus Christ.
Like, what am I supposed to do? How do you engage with that? It's ridiculous. It's just absurd.
Exactly. It's kind of absurd.
Yeah, he keeps using audience captured wrong.
Who cares if it's true?
He's literally...
If you know you're right, like, who gives a fuck if I think you're lame?
He just, like, you know... Fucking... He's literally just slinging out whatever crazy shit comes into his head. Yeah. Despite the fact that...
It's like, I would almost agree that it's like, you know, if Chud hadn't already given all this information on his own terms, I would almost agree that you're getting baited into saying stuff about your life that you might not necessarily want to. But Chud is just reaffirming shit that he has said like 100 fucking times. I knew all this shit about, like, maybe not 100 times, but I've definitely heard Chud say about his dad dying when he was a teenager, about growing up in a council house, about his previous jobs, about all this shit. I've heard Chud talk about this multiple times on stream. So it's not a matter of getting baited into oversharing or revealing new information. He's just Tommy saying, "You're not working class." I don't know much about this, but this guy's not working class. Just like, well, that's not true. I've said all this on stream many times.
There's like no evidence to back it up.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, and that's the thing with this whole, like, you know, these commentators, like, there's no evidence to back up, just support your jokes. Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm saying he's like, the first line is, for like, that would be assuming that he leaves the house. All right, now it's like fucking tongue in cheek. Yes, I'm sure he leaves the house sometimes. Having a fight with a good-humored working class English is fun. Having a fight with somebody LARPing with one is no fun.
No, he's pretending it was only the tweet. No, you said this multiple times throughout the course of the stream.
Admittingly, I am saying that he's fake working class, right? But it is fucking tongue-in-cheek. But he's like, my dad died and my mom and give me a fucking break. I thought you were relaxed. You know, well, I tell you.
Because you're saying things about your life that you've said on stream before, you're not relaxed. I don't.
Something.
Like, what is even the point here? He didn't get baited into revealing new information. It was just reaffirming. Like I say, if this would make sense, maybe, if it was new info, but it's not. It's just Chud saying, "Oh yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, this is, you know, kind of what my background's like."
The guy that's calling me loaded and fucking angry and mad and coping is the one biting his lip, throwing his shoulder forward, and fucking yelling. Not me. That's you. Like, why would you buy? Who cares? This is like so like not a point, but it just shows me you're rattled. The other one where he shows me he's rattled. I'm not trying to drag anybody in. I'm not trying to drag anybody in.
Whatsoever.
Then he drags somebody in.
No, he hasn't dragged anybody in yet. Well, a little bird told me he is, but whatever. So watch this.
You know? And I'm not talking about, you know, I'm not saying that.
TommyC always yells, I am a yeller and screamer, you're absolutely fucking right, but not in this case.
So I don't, you know, obviously.
What do you mean? You spent half the fucking 4-hour stream yelling and screaming.
I'm not, you know, trying to emotionally manipulate anyone. It's just.
Well, he's not going to.
Yeah, literally, Ali Khan in the chat. Why don't you slamming your desk so hard your audio got totally screwed like 3 times? That's facts. That did happen.
Emotionally manipulate anyone. This is fucking funny.
You know? And I'm not talking about, you know, I'm not saying that because I don't, you know, obviously it's a long time ago. I'm not, you know, trying to emotionally.
You could tell he's working class. Like maybe you could tell by his accent, but Jesus, he's, you know, I'm thinking of, you know, some of the working class guys I've met. They're a lot of fun. And this guy is just lame. Oh, by the way, I heard there is a part, I haven't found it yet in this, where he threatens to take all my points apart. And really destroy
You're lame.
It, but he's not going to do it yet.
Actually, I thought you were lame the whole time. Okay, Tommy. Okay, all right, man. This guy seems very unbothered, very not seething. Very happy with how this has played out.
If anybody could find that for me, I'd love to hear it because I haven't come across it yet, if it exists. Because I would love to hear that.
Manipulate anyone. It's just to point out that, like, you know, I do come from like a working class background. I'm not a fake. I wasn't like born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I wasn't born into like loads of wealth, and you know, I'm having to build wealth in order to hopefully pass something down to my kids, and that'll be like the first. I mean, to be fair, you know, I don't really like to talk about this because I don't like to think.
Bullshit. You love talking about this. This makes you.
So why bring it up then?
You know, why bring it up?
Why even bring it up, man?
You know, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, the first. He's done like 3 hours on me already. If I was just completely making shit up, oh, fuck that guy. I was nothing but nice to him. But no, he's, you know, he's probably afraid I'm getting a little too close to something he doesn't want me to get close to.
Think about, like,
and traditionally, I get there eventually, or somebody else does, being inspired by me.
My family dying for money, but like, you know.
But my family died for money.
My grandparents did okay. They weren't like.
He's not even engaging. He just repeated what Chud said in like a stupid voice. He doesn't even know what's being said. He like didn't even
else does
register
being
it.
Inspired by me.
My family dying for money, but like, you know.
But my family died for money.
My grandparents did okay. They weren't like.
I think he realizes too. I think he realizes he doesn't really know what he's responding to. Like he's got kind of an embarrassed look on his face. It's hard to see, and I spilled something on my trackpad, and I haven't wanted to plug it back in because I'm worried it's going to fuck up and be annoying as hell. I'm going to get frustrated with it. So I can't zoom in on his face right now, but yeah, he's looking a little bit embarrassed, like he realized he just made a stupid joke that didn't make any sense.
You know, upper class or anything, but they did okay.
So your parents did okay, and then, I don't know, whatever. I don't care.
So they did help support my...
Oh, now he doesn't care. Now he doesn't care again.
Mother. But, you know, like... I remember having, like, clothes that didn't really fit when I was a kid. And...
Why?
He don't tell me
God, you gotta stop oversharing, buddy.
Yeah, I do. But
it's not a good look.
Clothes.
Not a good look, man.
Clothes, like, oh God, talk about overselling it. Like, my God. You know, listen, I'm not trying to emotionally mail you, but the clothes didn't fit, and sometimes we didn't have breakfast. And, you know, if we had a slab of meat, we had to cut it with my brothers and sisters 4 ways. And then if we had a slice of pizza, we had to cut that 4 ways. I mean, give me a fucking break, Chud.
He works in a coal mine as a kid.
Brief discussion of your upbringing and some of the things you go through being poor. Wow, you're laying on thick. Wow, I can't believe how thick you're laying it on. What?
It's a tweet making fun of that you're like nerdy, all right? To make it simple, that you're kind of a dork.
No, it wasn't. You said it like numerous times. You were talking about how, dude, he was talking about it in the context of like Chud being, he was talking about how, oh, he thinks he's left-wing intellectual and all this shit. He was obviously trying to take a jab at like his commie creds or something, basically. It was like clearly. I think it's pretty obvious, okay? I'm gonna schizosphere mind read. I obviously can't totally substantiate the claim I'm gonna make, blah, blah, blah. It seems pretty clear to me this is very political to Tommy. He has delusions, paranoia, and serious hatred towards anything that he sees as like leaning left. You saw this in the Green M&M situation with Nick. He thought Nick was going woke and betraying him and going to kill his career. You see it in the Dr. Disrespect stuff, where he's calling people fascists for making very, reasonable claims. You see it with the Slasher stuff, where he claims that people covered that up. And you see it here. You see it with me, and you see it here. The moment you see it with Aiden, too. The moment you see something is left-leaning, he starts having this schizophrenic, just absolutely incoherent freak out where he's like, they're all lying, and they're trying to kill me. And it's like the most embarrassing Fox News QAnon type, just like your brain is fucking scrambled, bro. You are like the exact worst type of retarded veteran that should be kept away from any kind of political media. The exact 65 IQ jarhead that needs to be kept away from social media algorithms. You're just that guy. You're that guy who needs to be in a home with his phone confiscated. And it seems so clear to me that basically Tommy doesn't like the fact that Chud's like lefty or whatever, and he thinks that lefties don't get how the working class are. You know, he's poor. He's poor and stupid, and lefties just don't get him. So there's no way Chud could be working class because he's a lefty. It's that. It's basically that.
That you take this shit way too seriously. That's all it is.
And it's like,
I mean, should I make that a soundbite? My clothes didn't fit when I was a kid, and he sets it up with, I'm not trying to manipulate anybody, and I really hate talking about it.
But he keeps talking about it. He just fucking keeps going.
Y'all go hate TommyC for making fun of my.
Working class British people, famously never left wing. Never socialist either. Never socialist. Never even approaches that. They're all like very free market, very, they're all about competition and keeping costs low for companies.
Impoverished. Go hate him because he's making fun of an impoverished person. Oh, get the fuck out of here, man. Nobody cares.
I don't know. It's just like, it was. We didn't.
Nobody asked for your proof. God.
On holiday, it was just.
They started voting conservative after Thatcher saved them.
Working class kind of growing up situation.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this. I don't give a fuck about sympathy. Okay, I don't be fucking gay about it. It's just to point out that yes, I have a working class background, and it's bizarre that someone would try and claim without any evidence that I don't, because I do. I know my life. I know what.
Then why do you have to? Are you selling them a fucking image or something like that? Fuck that guy. I grew up in housing. He doesn't know anything about me. No, I gotta explain myself.
Fuck am I growing up with?
That is basically what he just said. What do you mean?
Like, so why would you question that with zero evidence? It's obvious that
zero evidence. A fucking joke.
How would you get the evidence of that?
It's a joke that you seriously argued and then have now reaffirmed that you think you're getting close to something.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would have to hunt it down. It's a passing comment.
You're like, interview his fucking mom. How the fuck would you get the evidence?
I'd have to dodge you. It was a passing comment on somebody telling me to talk to you. That's all.
Guys, remember, every criticism he's made has completely fallen flat and been torn apart. Every dig he's made has been, like, completely off. But, guys, it's okay. Because they're all jokes / I was baiting you / I won actually, this is all according to plan. So it's all fine in the end, guys. TommyC won.
Jesus.
He's just in a fucking drunken, blind rage.
You looked more loaded than me on your second stream on me. I got news for you.
Lashing out, saying whatever the fuck comes in to his CT-riddled brain. And that's it. That's, you know... Oh yeah, I heard about that as well.
This is good.
He was also saying you're a derelict father when he has a daughter growing up without him states. Okay, I'm not going to get into that stuff. Okay.
See, I wonder if that was like a threat to go after my daughter or something like that, because I never said anything.
He responded to Stylo's fucking message. Are you retarded? That was a reply to Stylo's message where he's saying, I don't know anything about that. Dude, are you fucking stupid? Also, I saw some of this, and he keeps banging on about he didn't say derelict father. Yeah, he didn't say the words derelict father. Stylo is obviously hyperbolizing an interpretation of what he said when Stylo says that. But you did, obviously, bring up his kids and his parenting. He said, he's a pathetic guy who doesn't live with his kids and spends all his time trolling for Bussy online. That's what he said. Obviously, the implication of that is that you spend too much time online and not enough time with your kids. That's the obvious implication of what you're saying there.
Anything about his fatherhood. I don't know if he's...
No, that's even wrong. I don't care. Call each other derelict father. I'm not fucking, like, sitting there, you know, going sorry out about it, say you're wrong to do that. That's really mean and terrible, and you should be, you know, fucking Ethan Klein, you know. I'm not here saying that. But just like you, that's obviously what was happening. Make the jokes about his kids and his father if you want. But that is what you were doing.
Aliens captured. I never said he was a derelict father. So I think it's like, hey, he said something about my daughter. My daughter has moved out. All right, she's gone. Like, so I just found that a really weird thing because I never asked the father. So he basically starts this off like. He starts reading it. Yeah, I heard this.
Brain. And that's it.
Oh, what happened here? I lost some volume? Super. I hate using this fucking thing.
No.
No, I got to restart the fucker. Great. Oh, no, it did work. I kicked my fucking thing again. There it is. Sorry. No, I kicked it again. I fixed the one thing and I got the other problem. So, yeah, listen to this. This is like bizarre to me.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that as well.
I would love to, like I said, he's a derelict father. Jesus. And why would I do that? He's just going to do it right back to me, you know?
Give me a fucking timestamp of where like you said that.
Where did I do that? I didn't do that. So he's either fishing for sympathy like he was with the other stuff, or he's misled. But then again, he said he heard about that.
You
really make me look like a bastard talking about your fucking children right now. Game, set, match.
Also saying you're a derelict father when he has a daughter growing up without him states. Okay, I'm not going to get in.
He's not going to get into that. You brought up his kids. I think the only thing I said is,
my daughter moved out. She made the decision herself after some people that happened to work for the state came to my house and helped her pack.
Thank you for the $5, Jimberly. Also, guys, I'm going to do a shill now, okay? 487 people here right now, 58 likes on stream. Some of those 430 people wouldn't mind please moving their cursor to thumbs up and clicking it, or pressing a thumbs up on the mobile device. That'd be hugely appreciated. Now, if you want to take your support one step further, you can donate directly through a Stream Elements link in the pinned chat message. You can also buy a membership to the channel, gift a membership to the channel, gift a whole bunch of memberships randomly throughout the chat. Buy a super chat, which will highlight your message and read out on TTS, or buy a super sticker, which is a YouTube image or GIF that'll be highlighted in chat, and they'll describe it to you. You can go to discord.gg/Kuihman, twitter.com/Kuihman, or reddit.com/r/Kuihman. You can also watch live on twitch.tv/Kuihman. And guys, huge push right now for active community engagement. Post on Reddit, post on Twitter, post on Discord. Run those accounts. Always be clipping ABC. There's an ABC's guide on the subreddit that you can go check out to find out how to clip stuff. Always be clipping streams, everything, posting it, editorializing it, talking about it. Post like hell. I know you'll post peacefully. Thank you.
About you, your kids want to find out about the Gawk thing? I mean, come on. That's public. My kids are going to find out all about the stupid shit I did, including this. You know? Tommy, you did say immediately after I said you were talking about others because I couldn't believe you said it. Well, please give us a timestamp because I didn't call him a derelict father. And that's what he said. I never called him a derelict father. I have no idea what kind of father he is. None.
So that stuff, okay, if he wants to fucking... you know, take some shots at me on the basis of my kids. It's up to him, but
yeah, that's your dream. Are you kidding me? But going by your rules, that you you overshared.
I'm not interested in that person, so I don't want to get into. I don't want to get into that side of it. Okay.
And here's another thing I want to point out. Like this guy, I make a comment to either my chat. Like, look, it's nothing new. You've been mooching off. What's going on since Baited? So I'm making my sort of retirement stream. I said, look, I make a joke, either responding to a chat, I can't remember, somebody in chat, or responding to just the meme in general. And I said, well, I guess you can't say I'm mooching off my wife anymore when I got a job. Ha, ha, ha. And you can see the smile on my face. He says that's oversharing.
Okay.
How could it be oversharing?
You're saying that that's a joke, but you are revealing with that joke that you weren't really contributing. You don't have a job. You don't make money from streaming. You're not financially contributing.
Sharing. It's been a meme for fucking the better part of 8 years. And then uses that to go on my wife. And I tell you something. It's like, I'm sure you wouldn't want to insult my wife. But, I mean, like, why should I be friends with you if you're going to talk to me about that way and say, oh, you reference... It's literally a feed my family thing. Right?
Oh, we have a timestamp.
I made the female. Yeah, let me see this. A derelict father? Send it to me. I'll apologize.
I just sent it to you.
All right. I'll put it on right now. Hold on. Let's see where I am. A derelict father. Playing an intellectual that is really sharp commentary on drama, or is he really just a pathetic guy that doesn't live with his kids, that is trolling for bussy on his That's not a derelict father.
Dude, he's so embarrassing. It is actually incredibly... Well, I don't know why this guy feels so comfortable doing shit like this and calling other people bad faith and dishonest. I didn't say literally the words derelict father. Wow, Tommy. What a huge W, man. Wow, you totally... That was the point. That was exactly the point. You were being accused of saying verbatim the words derelict father. If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. Very true, Tommy. Very base, Tommy. Very awesome stuff.
on his off time. And that's what I think he's trying. I'm saying he's fucking pathetic. Well, guess what? He could say I was pathetic too because I'm divorced. I never said he was a derelict father. I think he actually put that in on purpose. I said he's lame as fuck, a lonely fuck. That's what I'm saying. Doesn't have his kids, has fucking nothing, and sits around and trolls for pussy on the internet. I never put his parenting into question once. Are you kidding me?
Yes, you literally did. You said he's a pathetic guy who doesn't live with his kids and spends his time trolling for pussy on the internet. The obvious implication of linking don't live with your kids and spend all your time trolling for pussy on the internet is you don't spend enough time with your kids. The obvious implication.
It's like a kid that got caught. And when he gets caught, all right, that's enough. I know I didn't call him a derelict father. Because, I mean, I got to be perfectly honest with you. If I call him a...
Yeah, honestly, at this point, I start wondering whether he actually did mean to say that Chud did something wrong with a 17-year-old. Because it's like, if you can't admit that you obviously were saying that in that clip, and you're sticking it to the verbatim claim of derelict father, it's like, you're blatantly being dishonest here. You are blatantly being dishonest here at this point. And I just wonder, like, how much of it is he misspeaks and how much of it is he gets drunk on his stream, seethes like fucking crazy, throws shit out, and doesn't even really remember what the fuck he said the day before. Because he literally doesn't even remember saying this. There's a bunch of stuff. He seems to just not remember the fact that he said the fake working class thing like 6 times. It's like ridiculous. He's either just straight up like lying, or he has like the most like holes in his brain. Like his brain is like Swiss cheese. Everything just fucking falls out.
Derelict father. My kids are fucking game after that. 100% game. You know, and I know that. God. And I didn't do it. But he wants you to believe I did it. So it's like it's him calling me out is just so out of line because he's so desperate. Because he knows there's something in the Bovax thing because he didn't keep his word. And he knows the Turkey Tom stuff looks sus as fuck. So he's got to get me on, you're bringing up, you know, my family. Because it just sounds desperate to me. And he does sound like a guy who's got caught. You're right, TommyC. So let me go back to the video. I'm dying to see this shit. I wish it paused. Well, let's go back. But no, I never said anything about him being a derelict father. And it's just the way he says it. It's just, I'm not going to talk about your daughter. Like, it's a threat. I'll talk about your daughter.
Dude.
You know, I don't know. It's just like, it was, we didn't go on holiday. It was just kind of like a standard working class kind of growing up situation, you know? I'm not saying this, I didn't give a fuck about sympathy, okay? Don't be fucking gay about it. It's just to point out that, yes, I have a working class background. And it's bizarre that someone would try and claim without any evidence that I don't. Because I do. I know my life. I know what fucking my growing up was like. So why would you question that with zero evidence? It's obvious that he's just in a fucking drunken, blind rage, lashing out, saying whatever the fuck comes in to his CT-riddled brain. And that's it. That's, you know.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that as well. He was also saying you're a derelict father when he has a daughter growing up without him states. Okay.
A daughter growing up with us. My daughter's 17. She has her own place. She left the house. I haven't had full custody of her since 2010.
Yeah, wait, 1 minute.
Growing up without him states. Okay.
A daughter growing up with us. My daughter's 17. She has her own place. She left the house.
Oh, sorry, wait, I need to just... Users put a funny message once. Meanwhile, Gazans don't even have a shelter to run to during their funeral for their 5 family members. Yeah, literally, dude, it's just like service. Jews aren't allowed to cry, man. Jews aren't allowed to cry.
Growing up without him states. Okay.
A daughter growing up with us. My daughter's 17. She has her own place. She left the house. And I haven't had full custody of her since 2010. For Christ's sakes.
So, 17-year-old, fully moved out. That is a bit odd, I'm going to be real. It doesn't sound like the sort of thing that you bring up to show that you're like an amazing father who did everything right. But whatever, listen.
Yeah, hey, come on, man. You got to stop oversharing, right?
Yeah, I guess so. But that brings me into oversharing. All right. I want to get in chat. Is oversharing, that means you're 100% game to your buddies?
That is oversharing.
Put one in the chat. 2 if you don't buy it.
Oh, it's all Chud's.
You're not 100%. It's not 100% game. Obviously, Chud was pulling punches with Tommy. Chud could have gone crazy about this. You could also bring up the times, like, if you want to talk about Tommy oversharing, this guy's mentioning himself getting molested many times. So I don't know. Like, Chud obviously hasn't gone the full way. It's not just open season on anything you've ever said on stream, is it? Clearly.
Chat, so.
Okay. So, is oversharing okay? Like, that leaves you open to get, like, goofed on anything? Because I'd like to see If it's embarrassing and funny, said and yes. Okay, so that means you can be. Oh, that's not funny. Just why? I mean, oh, that's not fun. Oh, that's not funny. That's not funny, right? All right. How about this? I've been contacted by the ghost of Chud's father, and he really, really wants to be on the show. I think we're going to have an interview with him. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to check if Chud's okay with it, and we're going to interview.
I've got great news. Morale Live is going to have a special guest on his live stream tonight. Okay.
Chud, and from what I understand, like he's really disappointed in his son on the way things turned out. Is that okay? Can I do that? I mean, by Chud's rules, I can, right?
He brought it up.
Yeah, he brought it up. But you don't talk about something personal. I mean, that's literally that's the excuse for him saying fucking rotten shit about me. He says a bunch of rotten shit about me. He's like, oh, why are you so upset? He can't take the bants. And then the shit that he says when he was my buddy is no different. Actually,
so it's just like totally transparent that he's mad as fuck that his feelings got hurt. It's just like so obvious at this point.
CTEs know, right? CTEs know. But just there's one difference between the way he talks about me. It's like, yeah, look, I got a little more self-respect than that. You can't talk about me that way. I got news for you, pal. I'll say what you want. I mean,
yeah, Parry essay on stream. Parry doesn't Ouija board to talk to Judge.
He's asking me to call in.
Don't give this retard ideas.
No, I told you we're not taking call-ins. We're not taking call-ins. I go back to the thing as I set the rules for call-ins. We're gonna have a full stream full of call-ins. So that's about it. There you go. Why does he? Why do these people?
Yeah, exactly. See, like this joke could be funny, and literally, I call with Chud, making these jokes. Chud might be like, "Ah, that's what a fucking asshole," but he'll probably laugh at it, and no one's gonna care. It's not a big fucking deal, because it's banter, Tommy. It's banter. What, you getting this now, Tommy? Are we getting this yet?
You can have a right to debate me. I really find that hysterical, and I got to be honest with you. This fucking idea of not to debate has had nothing but fruits. Everybody's freaking out, and it's really enjoyable to watch. All right, hold on a second. Let me check my notes real quick, because I did set some notes. Where is my note button? Did I close that fucking thing?
Pepsi spazzing. I
think you might like restore your PC, so like went away.
Fuck.
It should still be saved.
No, yeah. Oh, so they did the oversharing, so I guess I can do what I want with that. Oh no, let's go into the next part of the video that I thought was interesting.
I'm not going to get into that stuff. Okay,
I'm above it. I'm not going to get into Tommy's kids. I'm above it.
My kids, it's up to him, but I'm not.
I'm not going to talk about your kids. What about
American moves to the most humorless nation on earth, refuses to speak the language, and suddenly cannot interact with anyone. So suddenly, completely, all of his social interaction skills completely fail. Any interpretation of humor or jokes, banter, totally falling apart.
What about your dad?
Interested in that person.
What about your dad? Can I talk about your dad? I talked to your dad's ghost. I got Thomas Edison's machine. We're able to talk to your dead dad. How about that? Is that fair?
I don't want to get into. I don't want to get into that side of it. Okay.
All right, let's go to the next one.
That's what private means. God.
So this is him talking about. I'll say the biggest reason I won't talk to Chud. First of all, because he proved that he's completely bad faith. Chud keeps telling everybody, which is a lie, that the reason I have a problem with him is because he broke Bobax's privacy, which never came out of my mouth once. What I said is he heard...
Okay, so if he wasn't snaking Bobax, who was he snaking? Because it's not Aiden. Aiden didn't say it was snaking. Aiden hasn't said that. So who are you accusing of snaking? If it's not Bobax, whose privacy is he betraying? Who is he snaking?
Something secret and spilled it for his own fucking benefit. He said he's gone from I didn't know to who cares, back to I didn't know, back to who cares, and now he's...
No, it's literally impossible for that to be the case because your argument about that has only started since the first stream, and you brought this up in the first stream. So no, that wasn't your original argument, was it, Tommy? At all?
Back and I don't know.
The flip-flopping, as he's claiming, would require the multiple responses, but that hadn't happened when you first made this point. So that can't possibly be core to the original point.
I didn't know.
But, yeah, that's not how time works. Moves in a linear and constant fashion. You know, you can't take things that happened after you made an argument and use them to support the argument you made in the first place. That's not how that works.
So I'm sorry. You told somebody like, and, and Aiden didn't care. Like that made it like, look, you're asking me why I think you're a snake. That's why I think you're a snake. It's not that you hurt. Like I guess it's just like a lefty thing. Like you have to have hurt somebody to make it mean. I don't care if you hurt him or not. I tell you what, that's exactly why I won't talk to him. He's like, why are you defending Bobaks? When he knows damn well I want. He consciously is doing that. So he wants a straw man. You let him straw man. There's no reason to have a chat with him, either online or off. If I talk to him online, he's going for the W. Won't be an honest conversation. I don't expect anything less from him. If it's private, it's going to be, let's not talk about each other. I promise not to say something about you, or you don't say something about me. And I'm not in the mood. I am okay with things being unresolved. So here's Chud coming up with a tier list on when it's okay to, I guess, break your word.
You people are like, okay, you people are literally the Down syndrome individuals I was talking about earlier, right?
Anybody that disagrees with you.
Because obviously there's different levels of privacy, right? And different things you're going to be concerned about.
I've said it before, but it bears repeating. He reminds me of the worst public health dementia patients who will talk about wanting their
That's pretty funny.
Adjusted. Decades
Thank you for the super chats.
Alcohol.
Yeah, I think they just shout that over and over again. If you say that over and over again, well, I'm not going to hear that guy's side. He's drunk all the time.
And it's like, you know, this bizarre idea that it's okay to take that picture and go around to all your mates and go, oh, look at Boblax, what a weird queer, ha ha ha. Right? And then that gets to me, and I'm not friends with Boblax. And I mention it publicly on a stream. And the person that told me got told by, like, the other person. But the person that...
So he's admitted he was told, but then still pretends that 5 months went by and he thought everybody knew about it? Like, he's on both sides of this. I didn't know, I did know.
Spread it. It's fine. Totally fine.
But keep in mind, my thing is, you were told, you broke the promise, whether it's to a piece of shit or not, it doesn't matter to me. That's why I don't trust you. Deal with it.
Do that. Go and have a laugh about your queer...
Was it a funny moment on stream? Yes, it was. But you're asking me why I don't trust him. He has a problem with... He says I'm calling him a snake without any evidence. That's my evidence. That's enough for me.
Okay.
I think he talks to me two-faced. I think he talked to Willie two-faced. I think he was trying to make a move on Nick.
Okay, how is he two-faced to Willie? What did he say to Willie? Hey, Willie, looks like you're crashing out. Would you like to come on stream and have a chat about it? How's it two-faced? What's the two-faced part of that? How did he talk to Tommy two-faced? Example, where? He made a move on Nick. Ain't nobody doing that shit. Okay.
Adds up, and he keeps on telling me that I'm making it about Boblax's privacy, which I could give 2 fucks about.
Mates behind their back, no problem. But the second I mention it on a stream, oh, snake, terrible. Terrible.
So he's saying that because they were passing it around. Yeah, because your excuse was, I don't know, as soon as it left your mouth. Here's another thing I noticed. We were looking at the stream earlier. Augie starts talking about what was that, Jeannie? APG or some shit like that? What did he mention when we were watching it before?
I
it was something transgender or cross-dressing related, and then he fucking comes. It looks so opportune. Like they're saying.
You know what? I think now's a great time to actually go back to the New Year's stream very briefly. Okay.
He just didn't.
Let's just see it. There's 2 clips I just want to show quickly. Okay.
Dude, there's this Mangler guy that keeps downing me.
Is AGP, like when people spam that in chat, is that bad?
AGP is autogynephilia. It's the idea that people transition because they get sexually aroused by the
Can someone help me out?
Yeah,
I'm downed, but I've somehow managed to...
Oh, sorry, I'm talking about trans issues, mate. I don't care. Okay, that's my my hyperfixation, all right?
Yeah.
So, okay, remember, guys, Chud is the snake, okay? Chud is a massive snake. Chud's evil.
True.
Isn't that definition of AGP, isn't that what literally what Boblax is?
I thought that was what we were... Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Boblax probably is that, yeah, I'd imagine.
All right,
you love to imagine, don't you?
Never.
Okay, you know that it is public, not the picture itself, but it is public. There's a picture of him in a dress going.
So you can see how this goes. Augie is the first one to stop prodding it. Augie's like, isn't Boblax like the definition of AGP? Isn't that like exactly what Boblax is? No, obviously knowing about the dress photo. prodding it like that. And then Tom replies to Chud saying, oh yeah, you love to imagine, don't you? And then to comment and be like, well, I'm not imagining, because it's obviously a funny response, he mentions a dress photo. Everyone here, aside from maybe Nick, and even Nick is like, he starts almost saying it and then stops himself. He's like, isn't that what, yeah. And he pulls back. So all of them are like playing chicken at this obvious thing. All of them are playing chicken with it. It's like Nick is maybe more firmly against leaking it, but it's very clear. Augie is definitely getting to it. Tom is, you know, he's not quite baiting, but it's a little bit of bait. And then Chud just goes for it. So that's the Boy Black's dress thing. Where's the Destiny thing?
Yeah, he just couldn't even like stand behind it.
That was a debate bro tactic used by Destiny. Okay.
Dude, you can't even.
There is no bullshit anyway. This dude would make money hand over fist with the current era, wouldn't he?
Probably, yeah. I don't know.
All you need to do is put out a video saying there's too many blacks in these video games nowadays, and you make $1 bajillion.
Dude, that was my.
No, let me fucking.
That's why.
speak.
Yeah, that's why
Let
Destiny
me
called
fucking
Bunty an
speak.
inbred.
Let me fucking speak, okay? He said that when he goes to the grocery store, he can't help but think about the checkers' IQs if they're like not white.
Yeah, he said he's like, I go to Starbucks, man. I'm just sitting there, and a black guy hands me a coffee, and I just can't stop thinking like, is my IQ higher than yours, or like?
Yeah, but I think that thing too. So what's the problem? You know, like, can't a guy just be inquisitive and think about shit? You know,
you're just asking questions, right?
This is why Roblox lost his plushie deal.
Oh, you guys might want to know. I actually recently got a DM for Makeshift. They said they want to do a round 3, so
there you go. I found out that you don't even use.
So that being said, I did.
Well,
because it's
because it's
workout, they make a bunch of money.
$43 here. I can't. You gotta go. It's really funny, but I mean, unfortunately, he's like got some weird energy, some weird Yakubian energy to him. Apparently,
not a kill with that $1.
Yeah, I can't put that up. I can't pull that up on stream.
Where are they?
I'm kidding.
Is kinetic certainly.
That was no. I don't. I brought all that. I had all that shit on my feed. I was. Did you see the clip yesterday? When I say the Destiny stuff, chat probably thinks I was gonna pull up him talk like the fucking.
Bonds anything. Yeah.
Crazy. I thought it was, and this is my speculation. Before I make a comment on this, this is my speculation. I'm not saying this as a fact, but when all those DMs got leaked, I just kind of assumed in my mind that was obviously revenge porn. Like, is that an? Oh, I'm not saying. I'm not reporting that as like, oh, this was confirmed.
Okay, so Augie here saying, I just sort of assumed when that. Okay, bear in mind, Augie knows, as far as I'm aware. Augie has heard at this point that that is the case. He's heard the behind-the-scenes stuff. And reminding you, what Chud knew was what Straight Raid had sent him. Straight Raid had shopped DMs around, shopped the Destiny and Pixie DMs and stuff like that around to different content creators, to Sunday, to Chud and people like that. Shopping this stuff around, showing it, being like, oh, what do you think's going on here? You know, like, what do you think of this? That sort of thing, as far as I understand it. So, all they knew was that this stuff was non-consensual and it was being discussed by Pixie and Destiny behind the scenes, okay? And Augie here is pressing on it. Augie here is saying you can assume.
Like, yeah, this clearly must have been like.
Listen,
in regards to
the guy that did the hack and released it. That's like explicitly revenge porn. I think there's another term for it. If you send an image to someone. No, but it's like it's called something else. It's called like the sharing of the non-consensual sharing of intimate images because it's not being done for the intent, but it's still bad to do it.
Just to be clear, they're asking if the participants in those videos were knowledgeable that this was being shared at all. Is the question? Yeah.
Right.
But I doubt they were. I mean, I doubt they were.
Yeah, that was all of my thoughts.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, it's obvious that he was. Can I send your news to this other guy? But like, I don't think that was happening.
Wait, were there DMs?
We got someone in one of the videos here. Tom, did he ask you about sending your dick sucking vid to people?
I thought that was Nick Fuentes.
No, Tom tweeted it was me, so I.
Turkey Thompson, the fan.
Okay, full permission. That being said, somebody, before they release the full video, I do have the full one I can send you the confirmation shot. Somebody edited my penis to look smaller in the video, basically.
Hey, Tom, I have a question for you, and it's $20, so I have to read it. Turkey Thompson, the fans want to know when they're getting a. You're too busy lifting up Livy Dunn.
Destroyed my fucking life. Sorry. You talk about going to Spirit.
Now the meme isn't funny anymore.
Oh my god.
So I mean, I think you have every reason to wear it. I don't really know what went on.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of the main thing. Is like I don't really know what's going on.
I mean,
but I went back.
It's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious. Okay. Can we stop this fucking sweeping, please? It's pretty fucking obvious what went on.
Okay, you know what? No, wait.
So, do you hear that? Chud says it's pretty obvious. What's Augie's response to Chud saying it's pretty obvious? What am I hearing there?
Stop this fucking sweeping, please. It's pretty fucking obvious what went on.
Okay, you know what? No, wait.
It's fucking obvious, dude.
So, Augie immediately screams. The moment Chud starts pressing the others, Augie is immediately screaming, let's fucking go! Total Destiny! Total Destiny! It just immediately. So the idea that Chud is some fucking horrible person for putting them on the spot like this. When Augie is literally their same knowledge. Well, I don't know if Augie had quite as much knowledge as the others, but I'm pretty sure he was aware of what was going on. With the same knowledge, same awareness. Doing the exact same thing. Pressing the others, bigging up Chud, encouraging the conversation. So it's so fucking crazy to sit there and be like, Chud, this is absolute evil snake. But Augie's totally innocent. No. If Chud's a snake, Augie's a snake. I'm sorry. That is just obviously the case. In both of these two little interactions. Obviously, Augie will be a snake too. No, I don't think either of them's a snake. I obviously don't think either of them are snakes. I think this is funny as fuck. I think Augie's based for this, obviously. I think this was good to press them on. I think they should have impressed on this a long time ago, frankly. Not the revenge porn stuff or leaking images stuff, but their association with Destiny and the way they compromised their principles and ignored certain things to let it ride. I think they should have impressed on this a long time ago. Augie obviously has a bit of that same thinking at the moment. So he's desperate for it too. But remember, all they knew was the stuff from Straight Raid, okay? It's going to be quite important with the Tommy stuff in a minute, I think.
Hey, they were talking about it. I thought it was out already.
I think it's AGP, yeah.
AGP, yeah. It's like AGP. And to me, it looked like, oh, there's my opportunity. To him, it's like, oh, I thought it was out. 5 months went down. 5 months. Nobody said a thing. And by the way, I think you were told by Nick as well. Everybody, even Alex Gekmo kept his mouth shut. I mean, so yeah, I'm allowed to think you're a snake. And the fact that you keep strawmanning me and argue, like you keep feeding arguments that I never made, makes me like, all right, no, I'm not calling that guy. I'm not fucking dealing with that guy. Why don't you go back to what you were doing before, Chud? Why don't you just say, okay, that guy doesn't trust me. Fuck him. Because that makes sense. You constantly explain yourself.
Wait. Okay.
Okay.
Let's add him to the call.
Okay.
Bring him in.
ChudLogic, let's talk about it. ChudLogic, let's talk about it. What do you mean it's obvious?
Yeah, look, okay, yeah, sorry. So there's even that moment, yes. Where after, so Augie says, basically, Augie says obvious. I assumed it to be the case. It was non-consensual. Then the conversation starts slowing down. Chud is like, no, obviously it is. Obviously, it reaffirms what Augie's saying. Augie's backing him up. And then Tom turns around and says, okay, no, let's argue about it. Obviously what Tom's pulling it. Tom isn't quite pulling, I want to defend Destiny. What Tom's doing is obviously saying to Chud, we both know this is true, but how are you going to prove it in public right now, Chud? If this is the obvious outcome. This is what Tom's doing, right? The obvious outcome of you claiming it's positive, of you claiming it's non-consensual, proven, whatever, is that someone will ask you, well, how do you know? How do you know? So let's do that. Let's see how that plays out. That's obviously the interaction that's happening here.
Explaining yourself, it's just sus as fuck. Where are the 5 months? We knew in August, Kevin. It came out in January.
Private is private.
Okay, I could first send him this. I heard him. Private is private. Now there's a private tier list.
Okay. If private is private, if that genuinely is your position, what do you think about, like, leaking DMs for no meaningful reason?
But Tommy did it too! What a brilliant argument! This guy's such a brainiac. Please, if the clip exists where he threatens me, he's going to take me apart, but he's not going to do it yet, please send that to me. I'm dying to hear that. Because it sounded more like, you know, here's something I noticed about the anti-commentary community. They want to take this to like a new level of intellectualness. And I think he's one of them. But if he said that, I am dying to hear that.
What do you think about that? Because DMs are supposed to be a private communication, right? I mean, like...
Barely talked. Dude, we knew about the dress for months. If he got talked to after that,
still told him.
He still told him. I mean...
You're crazy if you think Tommy would understand half of the things you just explained. It's not for Tommy to understand, okay? I'm not here to convince Tommy, okay?
See, that's the thing. And that's what he's like. They want to sit there and say, like, no evidence, no evidence. You were told, you did it anyway, and you played dumb. And here's the best part. He's gone from, it doesn't matter, somebody told me, to I didn't know. Oh, I guess I forgot because, I was told. It's all over the place.
We have a clip. No, dude. We have a clip of fucking Aiden telling, where he said, yes, I told Chud that the dress photo is private.
Yeah, I know. So to me, like, this is my
match. It doesn't matter.
This is my opinion. This is what makes you a snake. You know, you could sit there and say there's no evidence to you blue in the face. That's enough for me. That's enough for a lot. And you know what? Here's what he knows. He knows it's a lot enough for some YouTubers. YouTubers will like humor him, and if he brings this up, oh, Tommy, it wasn't a big deal. It was just Bobax, and they'll go, yeah, I ain't telling you shit, and he knows that, and that's why he keeps defending himself on it. That's why he keeps strawmanning me and saying like, "Fuck Bobax." Probably, what are you defending Bobax? No, that's a good example of not to trust you. One.
Tommy just brought up my fucking DMs on stream.
Dude, like for a guy who fucking cries about other people wanting to debate or other people expecting like claims you make to be, you know, like logically sound and make sense, he sure does fucking love using debate terms and fallacies and shit like that, doesn't he? It's like fucking endless. It's literally worse than any debate bro retard I've ever seen in Discord. Every 5 seconds, it's bad faith, straw man, red herring. Every 2 fucking seconds. You are such a... And you use them wrong too, yeah. Total annoying prick. Absolutely. Well, it's like so clear that he's like an insecure, retarded prick who thinks that he can spot where things are going wrong, where people are like lying to him, but it's just him being like a threatened, cornered dog. Like an injured dog lashing out at people trying to approach it.
Throw a portion of them.
To make a point, like I don't give a shit about that, and I've never held anybody to this fucking standard where they couldn't leak DMs for a good reason. So I just said, hey, here's one, and there's nothing in there between you and me. Let's be honest. This is more Tommy did it too.
Why? What was the reason for that? It's just...
Dude, why do you write in all caps, all Lumpy Willie? Jesus
well, Tommy,
Christ.
on the privacy tier list, technically your DMs did not have anything, according to Chud.
Let me hear this.
So absurd. It's obvious this insane double standard that applies. But TommyC is literally... This is the thing. He has got...
My thing is leak him if you have a good reason. I had a good reason. And my reason was to prove I was willing to leak him. It was fucking nothing.
Motivated reasoning.
Wow.
He's come to the conclusion that I'm a snake, and rather than critically engage with the...
So, Tommy, you're saying that there's levels of privacy and that some leaks don't matter. Is that what you're saying, Tommy? Is that by chance what you might be saying? That this leak doesn't matter? Almost like what Chud's saying.
The information that he's got and come...
Like who thinks it's YouTube drama? It's fucking YouTube drama, Chud. I don't like you. I don't trust you. I think you're a snake. If it really didn't mean anything, you wouldn't keep talking about it. If fucking, oh God, like Nate, like if somebody else called me, I would just totally ignore it.
To reasonable conclusions about it. He's working backwards to make every act that I've taken mean that I'm a snake, right?
Yeah, I'm used. Yeah, I think I've seen enough. Yes, you have no evidence. Okay, Tom, Bobax. The way you talked about me, the way you talked about Nick, and then you ran back as soon as it got hot and pulled the same thing. Hey, let's talk privately. I want to be able to criticize you on this, but I know it'll take drama. By the way, have you seen the H3 criticisms or Nick criticisms? No, because he wants to chip away at Nick's credibility more than likely.
That's what he's doing at the moment. So any possible piece of information that he can draw on, he's using to back up this claim that I'm a snake.
Well, maybe I'll use no information next time.
Okay, like, what is the point there? Yeah, I just be saying shit. I just say retarded shit with no basis. Yeah, I just be out here saying shit that just like doesn't make any sense. Maybe I'll just say something with no evidence next time. Wow, awesome. Okay, I guess no one should fucking listen to you.
So it's like, well, obviously with that logic, I mean, this is like conspiracy. This is conspiracy logic, right? This is my conclusion. Anything I find is, I'm going to find a way to back up this conclusion that I've already made.
That's fucking nuts. I saw you full of shit with the slasher stuff. I saw you do the Bobax thing. I saw you do the Tom thing. I saw the way you talk about me. And by the way, let's get this out of the way. If you were an enemy talking that way, I just ignore it. But you're pretending to be my buddy, right? That was the best part of that other stream.
You wouldn't just ignore it though, because you've been crying about me for the last year.
I said something really nice about him, and he calls me a lazy fuck at the end. That's my favorite part of that stream. You know, like, so that's not drawing a conclusion. These are incidents happening where, like, I don't think that guy's cool, and you're the one freaking out then I'm calling you a snake. If there's no truth to it, like, there's no truth to it, right? But you're having trouble explaining yourself with the Bobax thing. I'm saying, look, if you leak something like that, somebody tells you not to do something, you agree to it, that's what makes you fucking sus to me. If you put all the other stuff I mentioned on top of it, yeah, I think I can come to. I didn't say he's a rat and I found all this stuff. It was the stuff happened and I said he's a rat.
It's actually keen as fuck. You see Tommy mentioning Kuihman more and more off that debate. There are people that are now going back. I keep saying it, like, because obviously I see like my comment feed on my YouTube Studio app. I see like what the most recent comments are across videos. And obviously now I keep getting new comments on the older TommyC content where people are going back and watching it. And there's so many little timestamps where something gets said. And it's like, fuck, that relates. Dude, it's like crazy foreshadowing in like these old as fuck videos like months and months ago. There's just like these crazy... Wait, where is it? There was one foreshadowing thing. Where is it? Where's the comment? Fuck, let me see if I can find it. 2 seconds. Scroll through. I think I replied to it. Yeah, wait, let's hear this. So this is from the 23rd of December. Okay, this is the Mutahar stuff. Because he thinks people disagree. I think Tommy is one of those guys that thinks someone disagreeing with him and talking shit about him on a live stream is like coming after him. Like that's like someone's trying to like kill him. I think that's how he feels about it. And that's why he thinks he has to reach out to Mutahar and have all these like private conversations with him for before he says anything in public. He's like, I don't want to attack you, Mutahar. I don't want to attack you. You're a fucking content creator. You're meant to create content. Not just run around in private calls trying to settle everything with minimal conflict possible.
No problem. So everybody,
I feel like that aged very well. That aged very well.
Rat.
You know? He claims you gave your word you wouldn't leak the dress shit. Okay, I'm fairly certain it was Aiden that told me.
I thought you didn't know. I'm fairly certain. Deliberately vague.
Right? So, how does Aiden feel about this? Is Aiden...
It doesn't matter. To me. Like, what is this? Like, if Aiden is... Maybe Aiden isn't offended. Fucked if I care. That's what makes me think you're a snake.
In particular...
But Aiden doesn't care. Like, his arguments don't even make sense.
Really, like, aggrieved by the fact that I leaked it.
It like, does make sense. Aiden did not see it as something where there was a massive expectation of privacy on the existence of the photo. I think Aiden didn't really give a fuck if Chud said that he had seen the photo. Aiden just didn't want Chud to share the photo.
I think Nick told you to. I'm pretty sure, Nick. You can ask him.
Yeah, isn't there someone you forgot to ask?
Obviously, if you as a third party want to be bothered by that, that's fine. That's up to you at the end of the day. But if the person is not that bothered about it, you know, I've you know, I mean, I got the nickname ChudLogic because I would like spill something on stream. You know, not like a sort of, you know, it's a bit cheeky, tongue in cheek sometimes. Like,
so was your fucking DM drop because there was nothing in there and I scrolled through them like ultra quick. So how is that different than what I did?
Like, you know, not...
Yeah, well, you're called Leaky C for a reason, Tommy. So.
Yeah, well, I'm called... Hey, man, don't call me out. I'm called ChudLogic.
Is it public? Isn't it public? You know? But it's not, you know, it's just not a big a deal. People just don't really care.
I think when a YouTuber tells you something of that magnitude, when you have fucking Bobax like dead to rights, and you're going to have plenty of contact with the dress is not, when everybody agreed it was too far, even with some of his A-loggers, and you just happen to drop in the big stream, and then you've gone to it. You've said, I was told.
I feel like I've like contested half the points you just made there like 6 times, so I'm just not going to do it again.
And I didn't know, which
Let's get through
makes it sound like you're lying. I don't know which way you're lying, but it makes it sound like you're lying. That's a completely reasonable conclusion to come to. And thinking, with all the other shit, yeah, you're a rat. No, it's you did shit, and I was like, yeah, you're a fucking snake. Not the other way around. All right, this is the last one.
I thought of, I think there was some, like, things that were moving.
ChudLogic seems like a cope. Yeah, it does seem like a cope to me.
Moving that made me think something was going to happen, but I didn't necessarily think it was going to happen that.
All right, this is him. This is weird, because I really don't know how to take this. This is him talking about the Tom stuff.
Really
and by the way, if you stick around, I'm going to I'll probably tell you something you didn't know.
Because I thought of, I think there was some, like, things that were moving that made me think something was going to happen, but I didn't necessarily think it was going to happen that soon. But no, there was no collusion for me. I just, you know, a third party passed me.
So what he's doing is he's denying, by the way, I have no evidence that he colluded with President Sunday. What I said was, I'd love to see your communications between him during that time.
The information.
So here he's alleging, basically, that Chud worked with Sunday on the video. The video that Sunday released, the videos that Sunday and Beckett released, were made over the course of about 4 days, I believe. From initial conception to their release was like less than a week. The videos were not in production or even thought of at the time of the New Year's stream. Yeah, Chud was like on holiday when the video dropped as well. Yeah. But yeah, Tommy seems to think that Chud was working with Sunday on the video back in December. No, Chud didn't know Sunday was making a video back then. He just received the logs from Straight Raid. No one knew Sunday was a video. Sunday didn't know Sunday was making a video at that point. He might have been thinking about it. He might have thought, like, I want to make a video on this. But he hadn't started the process. He hadn't spoken to his editor about it. He hadn't organized for people to do any of it. It was not out there as a thing that was going on.
End of it. And, you know, I told the commentary guys about it because I thought, you know, again, another topic I've discussed at length, but I told the commentary guys about it because I, you know, didn't want them to fuck.
The thing that precipitated the video was Aaron saying Pixie hadn't talked to her recently, which is on like the 14th.
Themselves over by, you know, doing some shit with Destiny when this was like on the precipice in the background to come out. And, you know, it's like, I mean, you know, not to...
Okay, so what he's telling them is he's not telling them about Sunday's video, right? What he's saying, he's telling, like, look, there's some shit coming out. You might want to distance yourself from DGG, from Destiny, because this is coming down the pipe. By the way, I heard about it. I can't remember. It was late November, early December. Nick told me, and he said he was pretty much done with them, but he wouldn't say anything until apparently the victim was negotiating, and he didn't know if she'd change her mind. And I really didn't think too much of it because I got to be honest with you, I wasn't too surprised when Destiny recorded somebody out. It just wasn't out of the realm of possibility for me.
Not to suck my own cock, right? But I was trying to...
He's trying to act like a hero. So all right, so he gave him the heads up.
I was trying to do right by them to make sure they didn't put themselves in an awkward position when this thing came out. Do you see what I mean?
You know us, Seward.
So you know about the video 100%, right? You knew the video was coming out. What I don't know is if you knew the
he didn't. No. He didn't know the video was coming out. No. He didn't.
To the video. In other words, the video was initially supposed to be fucking Willie. I fucking verified that. Tom and Nick. Old Beckett gave Nick a heads up, and after a phone call with President Sunday toned the fucking the triple commentary gotcha way down. And by the way, you know, like I seem to remember a bunch of people going after Nick, even though that stuff...
So I don't know what the process exactly was here, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, Kilo and Beckett talked Sunday into focusing more on the Pixie allegations and less on the commentary people, I think, right?
It didn't stick about him knowing and not telling anybody. So one of the things he told Sunday is, I don't know if she can change her mind. I don't know if she's suicidal. I'm not getting involved with any of this.
Thank you for the 20 Danish krona, Mirador. Huge appreciated. Nick was in calls with Sunday. How is that on Chud? Very true. We're going to get to that in a moment, I think, actually. Is that true, Kilo? Kilo, just I don't, tell me how true that is or give me a description or something. I don't know.
But he spins it really strangely.
Fellas will be needling you about months and months and months. This is a feast compared to the usual crumbs for shitters.
Yeah.
Yeah, shitters are going to have good things. Yeah.
That's great.
Been following you since Tommy's latest crash out. Keep up the good work and hope this blows you up.
Yo, hugely appreciate it for the dono. Sorry, 1 minute. Let me just... Is that a stream element? Sorry, I can't see your username. Oh, TommyC's wife with the $6.90. Thank you. Thank you. Hugely appreciate it.
There's Kuihman stream for tonight. Dude, I've got to stop doing that, man. Because Kuihman doesn't just fucking cover the. You know, I'm sure he's gonna. I'm sure
I am literally just covering. I'm doing like the retarded orbiter content recently. I'm literally covering Chud runoff shit for the whole last week because there is fucking nothing happening.
be covering something else later, okay? But yeah, no, I didn't. There was no sort of collusion there. It was.
Yeah, but no one gives a fuck about Fish Tank. No one gives a fuck about Ethan Klein right now. There's nothing interesting happening with Ethan Klein right now. It's just this. This is the most entertaining thing. I've been covering TommyC for long enough at this point that you know.
It was just like, I mean, you know, dude, this is what's difficult about it, right? Obviously, there's private conversations that happen, and you don't want to like start fucking leaking them. But like, if you did, that's the only real way you could prove what's happened.
You mean you can't put your side of the conversation to make me look bad and black out theirs? Really? I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean,
why even bother, dude? Why even bother? Why start just leaking in reams of DMs to disprove retarded, completely unsubstantiated allegations? Tommy, you can just endlessly accuse Chud of things and try and get him to leak DMs. Why would he bother?
Your side of the conversation as well. So if you got this dinger out there, but you can't do it because you got to get other people's permission. When you're just telling me you're a leaky logic.
Dude, the golden rule, man.
I do it to you. I don't have no golden rule. I'd do it to you. 100%. I'd do that to you. But he's trying to suggest, yeah, I'm really off the hook on this. But yeah, and I did warn those guys.
But you don't want to do that, you know. But you know, my word is my bond. For what it's worth to you guys, I did not work with President Sunday to snake Nicholas.
I don't know if Tommy's even actually remotely retired. It doesn't seem like he's gotten a job. I think he just said he was retiring because everyone kept mocking him for being a total failure and mooching off his wife. I honestly don't know if he ever actually even intended to quit. You know? I don't know if I feel like he might literally just be saying it to be like, oh no, this isn't my full-time thing anymore. This isn't my full-time thing anymore.
Okay? Nicholas, listen. Nicholas staked himself by talking to President Sunday.
Who said that? Nicholas saved...
Nick said that. Nick has said that. Nick knows it was fucking stupid to get into a conversation with Sunday. Nick knows that was retarded. He didn't realize that Sunday was going to try and rat fuck him like that. Because I don't know why he didn't realize that. I guess he was lacking information. Like, what? Obviously, Nick knows that was stupid. He shouldn't have trusted Sunday like that. He should not have spoke in such a candid way with President Sunday. Because Sunday did not give a fuck about his privacy, did not give a fuck about his career, and would do anything to hurt Destiny.
Himself by going to President Sunday. Beckett tipped him off that he was going to be in the video, and they were going to spin it in such a way that they covered for Destiny. Now, you gave them a heads up. That's probably when I heard about it.
Okay. The timeline here. Is it not TommyC speaks to Nick? No, not TommyC, sorry. Sunday speaks to Nick. But is the video even in production at the time of the first Sunday-Nick conversation? No, it's not, yeah. So, no, Nick didn't manage to, save himself by going and talking to Sunday because he knew something was up. No, Sunday baited Nick into a conversation that he recorded, got stuff from that, and then they had a second conversation where Nick tried to kind of save face a little bit.
Look, these leaks are coming out. Then you, for some reason, put Turkey Tom on defense, and somebody sent me a video. It doesn't fucking help him at all. It's actually pretty funny. I mean, like, why would you, but you're acting like you saved them, and you're saying that Nick screwed himself. Nick didn't screw himself.
Yes, he did.
If Nick hadn't talked to that guy, from what I understand, they couldn't put anything Willie because they didn't know if he knew or not. Turns out he didn't. But they were he was trying to say is these two commentators knew they're connected to Destiny and they did nothing. And that was the context.
It's just total delusional cope to make it so Nick is just the smartest, absolute 100% winner all the time. It's not the case. Nick looked very silly for getting in that call with Sunday. It was one of the first things I spoke to Nick about after this fucking shit was happening. He was like, dude, I can't believe I got in a call with Sunday. I was like, yeah, I can't believe you did either. Yeah, what a stupid idea. So one of the first things we do, it's like so retarded.
I called Nick, where I think they talked initially, Becca calls, and the second conversation, which you can hear on President Sunday's video. And it didn't stick, not to Tom, not to Nick. What I'm saying is, did you know about the contents of the video? Did you know that they were trying to shoehorn Willie, Nick, and Tom in there? I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't seen any evidence of such. But when you put Nick, or you put, Tom on defense for no other fucking reason than to, we're just having a debate. We're just having a debate. Just looks sus as fuck to me. And again, you can sit there and say that, this is all conspiracy theory, but I'm clearly not the only. I guess everybody's a conspiracy theory. All right. That's fine. But I just think that's fucking weird. Weird as fuck. You knew about it, right? You knew about the video? If you knew about the video, look, because it basically comes down to this. If you knew that they were going to shoe in Willie, Nick, and Tom and didn't tell them, you did fuck them. I'm sorry. You fucked them.
Dude, he's like got no idea what's going on. Literally completely lost. None of his timeline in this makes any sense if you know anything about the story.
Check this out.
No, he couldn't. Chud could not have possibly told Nick, Tom, and Augie that there was a video that was going to implicate them. Because that video did not exist. The concept for that video did not exist. It was not... The video was made fucking 3 weeks later over the course of 4 days. Partially as a result of that stream.
Oh, this is Leah stuff. Something one. This is too funny. So this is interesting, and it's actually something I didn't know, but I don't know how it changes anything. TommyC is getting this factually... Oh, wrong one. TommyC is getting this factually incorrect. On 11/30/24, before the New Year's stream, Turkey Tom did two things. Talk about Destiny's leaks on stream. What he leaves out is the stuff about the filming. Everybody knew, people knew about the leaks by this point, but they didn't know what they contained. But that's probably
totally wrong. Totally wrong. He doesn't know what's going on in any of this. This Tom statement is in response to the porn being posted. There's the first set of leaks, which are just text messages. It's mainly the Lauren Southern stuff. There is the second set of leaks, which are the videos and images, which is all the porn stuff. And then there is the third set of leaks, which is the DMs with Pixie and Straight Raid and all these people that show that it was non-consensual. Those are the three sets of leaks. The first set at the beginning of November, or October or something. The second set at the end of November. And the third set at the end of January. At this point, this is when the second round of leaks have happened. This is when the images and videos have been posted.
Really convenient for her. To distance himself from DDG and Destiny. Now, I didn't know this, and I'm going to assume Chud didn't know this either, that Tom said this. This is, the New Year stream had no effect between Chud and Turkey Tom. Source, Leah, because she knows? I still, whether he knew about this video or not, I still think it's weird that he put him on defense. And then when he was pressed on, he's like, well, we're just having a conversation. So here is what Tom said a couple days before the New Year's stream.
We knew Destiny was gay. That part is not so bothersome. It is what it is. We knew.
So he's talking about the leaks. Nobody, it was not public at this point because that didn't come till January.
People did know.
Some might say that Tom knew better than most how gay Destiny was.
They knew about the leaks.
They knew penis.
They too.
Him like sucking a dick.
That's all they knew.
But like not to the extent that it was.
Yeah. You listen to Leah, bro. No, I just want to debunk this thing. This is fun to me.
It was a gooner. It is what it is. But I will say the Destiny community is getting a little bit too hot for me lately.
Listen
Not in that way.
No, I didn't know this. I'm going to give Chud the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to assume he didn't know this either.
Okay. I saw him on stream talking about how he wants to brigade Hassan's community, and you know I don't like Hassan, but it's just getting a little bit too hot for me. So I think for now I'm going to be laying off. From the Destiny world for a little bit. And that's my.
It's kind of tacit. It's not throwing Destiny under the bus exactly. It's like I'm staying away from DGG, not so much Destiny. Let's read that again.
Except he just described one of Destiny's actions. Destiny saying he wants to brigade Hassan. You fucking idiot.
Hassan's community, and you know I don't like Hassan, but it's just getting a little bit too hot for me. So I think for now I'm going to be laying off from the Destiny world for a little bit. And that's my take there. That's my take. It's getting a little crazy. That world's getting a little crazy with the ad boycott, stuff like that.
So he doesn't exactly throw Destiny on the bus, does he? He just says, I'm leaving the community, it's getting too hot.
I'm laying off, all right? I'm laying off. So that's about it. That's about it for that segment. We've got a lot of other stuff to get to, but you wanted...
Yeah, Tommy's being a mega coward here, I gotta say.
To see it. You wanted to hear it. There it is, chat. All right. Q has contacted me. Q has said what he said.
So I don't know what Lee is fucking trying to do here. The New Year's streams had no effect on Tom. I guess because he distanced himself from DGG earlier. He still put him on defense, even if Chud didn't know about this video. Hey, Leah, if Chud does know about this video, that doesn't make him look good at all. Because here's the fucking dirty secret, right? Chud knew that the Sunday video was coming out. Whether he knew what he was doing with it, who knows if we'll ever find out. He 100%. So why would he put him on defense like that? If he knew about this, then he's putting him on defense after he's trying to move away. That doesn't make him look very good, does it?
So, guys, we are blaming Chud for this. And remember what actually happened here. Augie is the first one to say that it's obvious that it's non-consensual, okay? The moment when Chud reaffirms it, Augie is screaming total Destiny death. And then when Chud reaffirms it, Tom's response is, okay, let's debate about this. Debate me on this then, Chud. That's Tom's immediate response. How the fuck is this Chud snaking anyone? How the fuck? So, right, guys. Nick brings up Destiny. Augie says it's obvious that they're non-consensual. And Tom asks to debate it. But it's Chud's fault. Please make this make sense. Make this make sense.
In fact, it makes him look like shit. If he knew what ChudLogic was doing, or excuse me, if he knew what Sunday was doing, and he knew about this video, he looks, he's as big a snake as I'm saying he is.
Yeah, also Tommy's original argument was that because he was still associated with Destiny and that's why it was snaking.
Like,
yeah.
New Year's streams had no effect. I thought, like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? So I said I would address this on stream, and she accused me of goalpost shifting when I didn't even make the argument. But I will tell you something new. I can fucking, hold on a second, I wrote this down somewhere. This will shed some light on that.
Also, guys, we're doing content for a good while yet, but later on tonight, we are going to be on Kick, and we are going to do some gaming. Now, guys, I'm struggling, I have to say. I'm struggling. I just finished Expedition 33 yesterday. Well, we might talk about that at some point as well. I just did the ending. I just went and did the ending because I was like, I want to get this game done. I might go back and do some of the optional stuff later, but I will want to just get this game finished. So I finished Expedition 33, picked the Verso ending, obviously, because it's the obvious right choice. If you picked my old one, you're a fucking retard, low IQ, like, don't understand the story. But I did finish Expedition 33 yesterday. Now, I'm struggling for my new game. Dude, seriously, we need to talk about the endings, because it's like, Kilo said it was ambiguous in Discord last night. It's not ambiguous. I'm sorry. It ain't ambiguous. It is not ambiguous. It is very obvious the choice you're supposed to make. If you have, in any way, I understand that if you engage with it on the most base level, like autistic, utilitarian way possible. Oh, fake life where you happy or real life where you sad. Like, if you engage like a total fucking autist, I understand how you might make the decision of picking the male ending. But if you're like a functioning adult, it should be pretty clear which way to go. Regardless, not the point. I finished Expedition 33 yesterday. But it's not about perspective of all the people in the canvas. But they're not real. Verso's the only one who's got a soul, you know? They purely exist as, like... It's like NPCs. It is like NPCs. Like, literally, NPCs. So it's like, ultimately, what Verso wants, that's, you know... Verso wanted to be unpainted. Verso wanted to move on, you know? He is the only actual person there. But anyway, not the point. Not the point. Regardless, anyway. Verso's not an NPC, no. Verso, the whole point of... Because there's different types. There's obviously different types of,
This has to be the last stream on this old man. He will never understand anything, and don't even get the timelines. No more mooching of me if you do. Well, at least until you play Slay the Spire 2.
Thank you for the 100 Danish kroner. Huge appreciate, Miradol. I will probably play Slay the Spire 2. Monster Train 2 has been keeping me going recently. Verso, there are two different types of characters in the paintings. There's Renoir and Verso, the Sandra family, that have the soul form. They have their paintress form, the painter form, the butler form, whatever. And that is their soul in this world. They are clearly distinguished from the other characters. Now, is there obviously some, like, there is an experience and a complexity within the painted worlds? Yes, there is. But it's like, at the end of the, they are like at the whim of the painter. They are constantly disposable. They are constantly ripped from existence and put back into existence. These are clearly not operating on the same level.
There was an agreement in the stream by all streamers. I'm not sure if this is out.
Right, also, thank you, Jimberly, for the... don't know, Freddy's already deleted it. I didn't see what it said. I'm sure it was crazy if it got deleted. And it's very clear from the dialogue at the end as well, the choice you're supposed to make. If you watch that dialogue, and you don't understand what the story is trying to tell you, right? Ignore any, like, these are NPCs. Like, again, like I say, if you read the themes, if you actually pay attention to the story and the themes, the choice is obvious. If you are doing some retarded utilitarian thing of, oh, they're all like real people, so they've all got experiences and that's all that matters, so they shouldn't be wiped out. If you do some shit like that, very, very stupid. Very, very stupid. Because the story is obviously telling you that the painted worlds are a reflection, a vessel for the soul, the mindset of the painter.
Let's play Among Us.
That they are there to help them process and grieve. That they are creations purely for like the emotional indulgence of the painter. That is clearly the point. And so when you are shown that, when that is made clear to you, and then Alicia says to, or Mael says to Renoir, says, oh, no, it'll be fine, I'll leave it, I just want a bit more time in here. And then Verso and Mael are talking about it, and Verso's like, you lied to your father. He knows it too. He just wants to believe you. And all this shit. The moment you see that conversation, you should be, so it's so obvious to you, if you're not a complete retard, exactly how the story is supposed to go. Exactly what the writers are getting at. Exactly what the point of it is. The painted worlds are not meant to help you grieve. Using it to grieve is being misused. The point that I'm making that is that they're emotional reflections of the painter. They are not independent worlds in the same way that the real world is. They exist as a reflection of the painter. You do fight God, but it has family drama to it. Again, this is actually why it rapes other JRPGs. This is why it rapes other JRPGs completely. Is because it is about fighting God, but that has some kind of significance. It isn't just, oh, we're overcoming challenge. It is worked into the story and the themes that you are fighting this god. Exactly. What the fuck is the point of fighting God in Persona 5? There are other JRPGs that do that, I agree, solo, but popular ones don't, oftentimes. Okay, justify to me the inclusion of a fight with God at the end of Persona 5. Is that it's to be based, it's for stakes, it's for excitement, it's because it's the ultimate challenge. You're coming of age, you've reached the maximum strength, and this is your final challenge. All of you, the power of friendship is so strong that you can take down God. That's basically it. That's basically it.
Kuihman never tried to get in my DMs. I blocked Destiny when he did. I spoke German when Tommy tried. I am a DM virgin.
W, woman, backing up, I don't go around DMing people. Awesome. Thank you for the 50 Danish krona. Thank you, Mira. Thank you for the 4.99, Jimberly. Verso is clearly gay and having a fever dream in hospital, dying from an immunodeficiency virus that trips the super chat filter. Verso died in a fire. Okay. No slander. But, yeah, Expedition 33 just does every JRPG trope better. It works in... Like, it rapes Atlas completely. It rapes everything Atlas have made in at least the last 15 years.
I'll tell you. No Destiny talk. Period. They all agreed, including Chud. But Diorio made a crack. So they figured, okay, Diorio wasn't supposed to say something. He wasn't trying to put Tom on thing. So now we can talk about everything. Cat's out of the bag. So Chud fucking puts Tom on his heels. That's sus to me.
I am just like Verso. I've got the grey streak like Verso. I'm just like Verso. That's literally me. That's literally me. I'm just like him. I'm just like him. That's why I dyed it like that.
So he's told on Bobax. He was told possibly by two people, right? I was told not to talk about it. So I imagine Chud was told not to talk about it, and they all agreed not to talk about Destiny. Nick fucked it up, and then he immediately puts Nick on defense. Or, excuse me, Tom on defense. Yeah. This is not...
I don't remember about the boss at the end of Mementos. I'm not talking about the end of Mementos boss. I'm talking about the... I'm talking about the final boss of the story, where you're on top of the fucking skyscraper and you summon the massive Arsene or whatever. Did that shit happen?
You were a snake, or I wanted to believe and put it together. These are all the things. And Leah, this doesn't mean a fucking thing.
You haven't beaten Persona 5.
Oh, the chat died.
Oh, well. This thing sucks.
Yeah.
This fucking game.
Might be time to move on to OBS, man.
That's actually
really might be time.
Yeah, it might be. Oh, God, redoing everything is going to suck. You know what? If I go to OBS, I should probably just get a whole new thing, but I'm retired. I'm only part-time. Yeah, there it is. Fucking dead as a doornail. This thing sucks. Unless it wants another thing. No, it's fucking... I hate this thing. A bloody passion. So that's it. There's your Chud. Enjoy. It took an hour? Fuck. Do you want to do...
No, I mean, like, it's irrelevant if he knew, if Chud knew about Tom's stream or not, because he still pressed him on it. That's it. He fucking pressed him on it. On a public...
You fight God at the end of Piece 5, because God is just what we call the collective unconscious. It's about real people overcoming the depressed sheep. That's fine, but there's no need for the God metaphors in that, right? The God stuff doesn't make any, doesn't have any real significance to that. There is a thinking behind, like, what does this boss represent? I agree with that. There is some kind of, there's something behind that, obviously. But the point of, in Expedition 33, the concept of the character being God is highly relevant, okay? It's worked into the thematic elements of the story about why these powers exist, or why this person's like a god, the creator, this shit. That's part of the themes and the mechanisms of the story. It's very key and integral to that. Persona 5, it is like, yes, there are like these weird themes that relate back to like fucking Jungian shit and collective unconscious and archetypes and all that stuff. But the God part of it actually has no relevance. That could be any amorphous being that exists to represent the collective unconscious. It could be literally anything. It just represents the collective unconscious.
Major fucking I think that's a weird thing to press him on that. If he knows about Leah's video, that's fucked up.
Yeah, so like what? Like you want to find out even more about it? See, like why is he distancing himself?
He's saying he's distancing. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Chud put Tom in a position to be the Destiny defender. He already said that he knew the President Sunday video was coming out. Admittedly, we don't know what he knew about it. He didn't know.
Yeah,
that it was
like how far he knew. We don't know.
We don't know. We have no idea. But I'm sorry. I have plenty of reasons not to trust me. And if, you know, the smart thing to do, Chud, would be like, okay, fuck that guy. You don't trust me. But you know what? You know people trust me. You know I got a pretty good nose for this shit. And you're panicking. You're hoping that people coming in here in the thousands is going to like, I'm just going to wake up one day and think, oh no. Or like a million streams and videos. Oh no, it's not. I've been here before with bigger YouTubers than you. Like million streamer guys, not guys you're like Face Banks. Remember when they all came in? And Jeannie, you told me something. You said it was overwhelming at first, correct?
Yeah.
And then what was it like the next day?
I was fine. I just
it's just text on the screen. That's all it is. I don't know. We did an hour?
Yeah, that's a long.
Do you want to do what's her face?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. I mean,
yeah.
I think the video's timestamped.
It's so fucking late, though. Why don't we just leave this up? See if he replies to it. We'll do what you call it tomorrow. Let's do Illuminati tomorrow.
So yeah, those are the games. So think about that for later. Okay, we're getting back to TommyC shit. We need to finish this now, okay?
I'm fine with whatever. So if you're tired, then
yeah. Well, it's about time.
They don't run well on RPCS3. Let me have a look.
And you know, I didn't think this would take an hour. I'll be perfectly honest with you. But I should have known it was like a 10-minute video. Whatever.
Pretty steaky if you ask me, man.
Let's see if he goes back.
Steak behavior. I'm watching the Blair video.
Let's see if he goes back. But like you have no reason not to trust him.
Oh yeah, the compatibility's low. It looks like. You know what I mean? That's so gay.
Tommy running for calls. I will do it. I will do it. I'll see how he responds to this. I want to see what you all regurgitate. But I will pull calls. By the way, I'm the only motherfucker that pulls calls. So I mean, or you cut that out years ago. But I will do it. You can call me a pussy then. And I got to be honest, I don't care if you guys call me pussies because, I mean, come on.
Just text over the internet.
Really?
It didn't really change my day.
Yeah. Really. My entire idea.
Yeah, I finished all the Borderlands, all the shooter Borderlands. I haven't played Tales from the Borderlands, but I've played 1, 2, pre-sequel, 3, Tiny Tina's. So yeah, I've played all of them.
Identity does not being a YouTube drama intellectual. It doesn't. I don't care.
I haven't gonna play the new one yet.
That time, I think it's like all these people in the chat.
Yeah, I've played saying, both Dishonored. I've played Knife of Dunwall. I think I played Death the Outsider.
You lied about this. You lied about that. Then why don't you make a video?
Yeah, no, make a video.
Go ahead, yeah.
Show me a video. I bet it'll look a lot like McMahon's.
Yeah, show us.
I think it'll look. You're stupid. You're drunk. You're this. I bet it'll look like a lot like McMahon's.
Yeah, I've played both recent Deus Ex games and the original. I haven't played Invisible War, but I've heard. Well, I think I tried it, but it was like kind of mid, and I've heard it was shit, so I just dropped it. Like,
you could say there's a couple things you could do and honestly disagree. You could say, I don't think what he did constitutes mistrust with Bovax. That's your opinion, okay? I don't think that. I think the Turkey Tom thing was a coincidence, or I just don't think it adds up.
Is X-Men Legends of the Diablo shit? I've played that.
But then you got to ask yourself, why does he keep strawmanning him? If Chud comes out, it's like, yeah, I leaked it. Fuck you. That's nothing I can do with that.
As a kid.
Yeah, if you're playing Chud,
I can say that. Well, that's the reason I don't trust.
Yeah, I play Marvel Ultimate as well. Ultimate Alliance.
I think he's so audience captured. He'll probably do what you call it.
And you still rank.
Yeah, I played Origins Wolverine on Xbox 360. Yep. Though to be fair, I didn't finish it. I would like to play it. There are some 360 games that I want to play again. That's part of why I'm playing these now, to be honest. It's because I just kind of got an itch for those games at the moment. Origins Wolverine is good. And Tron Legacy. Not Tron Legacy, Tron Evolution. Also, underrated game.
And for McMahon,
You know what I mean?
isn't he supposed to make a video on you?
Just make a video, dude.
Make a video. Fuck it. Go ahead.
Like, James, he made a video just saying Nick sucked. He looks ridiculous, and I'm not the only one that thinks so.
He fucking compared.
Okay, sorry, I've got to just wind this back.
Yeah, fair play.
I can say that. Well, that's the reason I don't trust him. No, I think he's so audience captured. He'll probably do what you call it.
And you still ran for McMahon.
You know what I mean?
Isn't he supposed to make a video on you?
Just make a video, dude.
Make a video. Fuck it. Go ahead.
Like, James, he made a video just saying Nick sucked. He looks ridiculous, and I'm not the only one that thinks so.
He fucking compared genocide to pedophilia
or some shit, like some crazy stuff. I hate you.
How
I hate you.
the fuck are you supposed to respond
What am I going to
that?
debate? And here's
Dude, I literally don't know what these people say. They're both so mentally disabled. Tommy from years of alcohol abuse. I think this Volt guy is like actually retarded. I am getting serious autism vibes, but I'm not sure.
Like, when I open the phones, any fuckers can call in. You know? Anybody can call in when I'm ready to fucking take calls. And you can say what you want. And then eventually I'll drop that fucking rule. Because I'm not like, why do you care? I don't want an argument to go like this. Why do you care about Bobek's privacy? You clearly don't care about anybody.
Okay, this bitch is just, you know, rambling around in fucking circles. This shit sucks. Let's go on to today. Okay, apparently he took calls today. Apparently Elbint and Pepsi called in. So let's just, I guess, watch these.
So pop on in. Yes, we did call a bunch of people. People are calling him a pedophile and saying I said my dick pic. It's the same thing. Like, it's so much weird how these guys, all those lefty losers on Chud's side, are exactly like Andy Worski's side.
Dude, it's so good. Oh my god. Dude, it's coming through so obviously. It's all about politics to him. It's all about politics. Literally, this is just politics to him. It's just because Chud was leaning too lefty for him recently, and he was getting antsy. He was getting anxious. People were talking shit about Ethan Klein and the ADL, and Tommy needed to jump in to defend Israel, okay? Tommy just loves Israel so much. He needed to jump in.
You know, peeing on fucking kids, that was 5 years ago now. I'm sending
no way Volt is donating $5. No way your co-host is keeping your show afloat. There's no way.
Yeah. So, this is your chance right now. You've had an hour to get clips, everything. Well, I'll be asking you, here, it'll work like this. Do you want to debate me over the Chud thing? Yes. Pick one subject. And then I'm going to say, will you play by the rules? If you say yes, we go. Then I'll let you go first.
Somebody asked what counts as being snippy. Well,
what's that? I mean, come on. Use your fucking, yeah, it is vague, I admit. But I mean, yeah, I mean, well, if you get me, you get me. If you're funny, I'll probably let you go. Hellbent's first. All right. Here we go. Hellbent will be the first one. Hellbent, how are you? Hellbent.
Hello?
Hey, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Tommy was born and bred to give his life for Israel no matter what. That's true. Did you guys see that meme that was like, it's your choice to, or it's like your job to break generational trauma, and it's like the, you know, generation central. It's like, you're going to Iraq, you're going to Iraq, you're going to Iraq, and they'll stop and it says you're going to Iran. So good, man.
Okay, are you here to debate me over Chud?
Oh, sure, yes.
Okay. Pick the topic, the specific one, because I want people like flipping around and changing over it all the time.
All right. I have a theory and I have a question.
No, you're choosing. Now you just want to ask me a question, correct? One question.
I will ask you. Yeah, I would like to.
All right, hold on.
Dude, imagine getting this fucking prangy with Hellbent. Holy shit. You're on fucking edge talking to Elbint. Brother, what are we doing here?
Jesus, Hellbent, you can't do that. You're going to answer me a question, correct?
Yes.
And you'll play by the rules, yes or no?
Yeah, yes, I will play by the
rules.
rules.
Go ahead, ask your question. That's what we're going to do to everybody. I just want to give an example. I made an example of you. Go ahead, ask your question.
So I have a question in regard to what you said earlier in this stream, I believe. It was about how you told somebody else to not talk to Aiden. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Would you not say that is an example of sneaky behavior?
What's that? No. Because I told him he was a... No, I don't think so, because I think Aiden was being a snake to this particular person.
Okay, how? Why do you think that? And why did you not say anything to Aiden? Why did you instead say it behind his back?
If, for example, like if you are friends, like, well, you're friends with Matt Pitt and Core, right? So if Matt told you, hey, don't speak to Core because I think he's just, you know, actually a snaky, shifty fuck, would that not feel weird to you being put in that middle position?
I'd ask him to back it up.
Yeah.
So what would you? So how's Aiden snaky? So back it up.
That person. I mean, I think everyone has a pretty good guess of who that person is.
It was easy to back it up.
Yeah. So how's he snaky? Yeah. Okay. Lay it out then, Tommy. Dude, look, he's so serious. Dude, look at him. He's fucking tensing. Look at him. He's taking this so fucking seriously, man.
Actually, a snaky, shifty fuck.
Look,
would that not feel weird to you being put in that middle position?
He's like literally fucking Edge talking to Hellbent. He's like, I can't make any mistakes here. I can't make any mistakes here. It's so crazy. Bro.
I'd ask him to back it up.
Yeah, so because your statement was that you told that person, I mean, I think everyone has a pretty good guess of who that person is.
It was easy to back it up. His whole history is easy to back up.
Yeah, Tommy hasn't thought this hard since he was filling out his army recruitment form. Okay,
back all the fucking he's never been a trustworthy guy. He got a pass. He got a pass when he was a kid because he was a kid. He was a teenager.
Yeah, so you think he's still like that now?
I mean,
so
like, look at the situation. Like, during Election Day, we got along real great. And I even said, oh, boy, you know, we're all grown up now. You're not like you used to be. It's really great. I'm glad you're not hanging around that commie Jeff Holiday. And it was a really good time. And then next, he's hanging around people that are entertaining me sending dick pics. So,
dude,
to be clear, I'm not the...
no, I know. But I'm answering the best I can.
So because X6217X, some fucking chatter, made an edit that made it sound like you were sending dick pics to kids, Aiden is a snake. How does this make sense? What are we even saying here, man?
I'm not even going to dispute Aiden being shifty. He's a shifty Jew.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
I'm saying that.
All right, that's you're Jewish. Well, I'm not saying that.
But it just seems
he's a shifty YouTuber is what he is. What?
It just seems odd to me that because clearly, like, well, I just presume that the person you were talking about was Nick. It just seems odd that you would take it upon yourself to tell a mutual friend.
Do you think it would? First of all, I was done with him at the time. He just didn't know it. I didn't make a federal case of it. Do you think?
Yeah, is that not snaky too? To burn the bridge with someone without telling them? You've said very positive things to this person. You suddenly hate them and you're not friends anymore, and you haven't said anything to them. Huh?
It's kind of shady to warn somebody about your concerns. And it's not like Nick wasn't aware of them.
I think obviously you're more than welcome to bring your concerns to this other person. I suppose the reason why I wanted to question you on this is because your phrasing was, I told him not to talk to you. And...
Yeah, I said.
It's actually,
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you. Everybody knows who it is. He told me something, and I said, expect to see it in your next exposed video. That's exactly what I said.
I suppose my point is, like, it depends on what your intentions and expectations
My
are.
intention was only somebody I've known for the better part of 7 years, and somebody I've known that's been shifty in the past. That's it. And I just reminded him of it.
Have you not known both of them for like that long?
I don't know. Something tells me he did, and that's why he's upset.
But no, I'm pretty sure Nick did speak to Aiden. I'm pretty sure Aiden said he spoke to Nick. So no, that advice didn't seem to have been taken. Dude, this guy's so retarded.
It's actually ironic that I'm even bringing this question to you because I've... it was quite a different situation, but I've been in a drama where I told somebody not to talk to Aiden. And they did, basically as part of a bit.
Well, that's what you get for hanging around this Hellbent. That's what you get for hanging around this crew.
Well, no,
dude, he's like so desperate. He doesn't even know what she's saying, and he's jumping into it like, "Yeah, you get what you deserve for hanging around with fucking Kuihman and all those people." You've got no idea what you're even responding to. You clearly have no fucking idea what's happening here. You're such a fucking retard. You're so rattled. The most raped man in existence right now. Dude.
That was like part of a bit that kind of somewhat backfired. Actually got yelled by Chud about it on a stream.
Yeah, you're always gonna be, hey, listen, when they need a girl to pick on, you'll be it.
That's every well. I mean, too late for that.
I just
I've seen it, like Hellman. I've seen the way they treat. I've seen the way they treat.
Look, he's pretending he doesn't know. He was trying to pretend he didn't know, and it was just a guess that he was doing the Nostradamus, Tommy. I know that the way they're going to betray you one day, and then all of a sudden, no, it suddenly switches to, oh wait, no, I have seen it. Hellman, they hate you. You know they hate you, Hellman.
And I've seen you kind of like acting like them too. So I mean, they're gonna probably do something. If you piss them off, they're gonna do something really nasty. You're not hanging around like these guys are like, I don't know, hairs
like what? Like make fun of her? It's a bit late for that, Tommy. It's a bit late for that one. What do you think's gonna happen? Hellman does something retarded. People make fun of her. Yeah, that's how it goes. Oh my god. It's so crazy.
I've seen the way they treat you. And I've seen you kind of like acting like them too. So, I mean, they're going to probably do something. If you piss them off, they're going to do something really nasty. You're not hanging around like these guys are like, I don't know, hair's off of Kiwi farmers. You know?
Dude, what are you talking about? That's commentary YouTubers. Yeah, every commentary YouTuber is just a fucking Kiwi farmer with a nicer face, okay? Let's be totally serious here. Well, what is Turkey Tom if not a Kiwi farmer with a business face? What is Nick Diorio if like, let's be fucking serious. Are you retarded? Where do you think you are right now?
I just don't take any of that stuff seriously,
well,
to be honest.
If it doesn't bother you, then fine. I'm for you, grown-ass woman. But, you know, don't expect anything different. Look, you know, a lot of the stuff with Chud and stuff is common sense. You do this stuff enough, it's like, all right, you know, yeah, I don't have photograph proof that he fucking colluded with somebody. I don't have photograph proof or audio proof or video proof that he did this, but if you do this enough, yeah, I don't trust you. I mean, you have to use common sense eventually.
I'm not here to debate you out of your feelings, but I'm also not going to agree with them.
You don't have to. Fair enough. I'll warn you. I'll warn you the same way I warn Nick. You hang around those guys, something's going to ask you, going to happen to you. And it's not gonna be something you can blow off. How about that? And I would
just say, especially because this is for most people, right?
We are going to be manufacturing pedophile allegations against Hellbent, guys. That is okay.
This is at least in some way, you know, their business. No matter how serious they are about YouTube. So I think when you kind of go out of your way to tell another creator to not associate or speak to another creator, so let alone a friend, but let's
manufacturing.
You're kind of going out of your way to potentially, you know, fuck up a business relationship. I think a more ethical approach would be
now. On March 5th, 2022, a user by the name of Hellbent.
You were to do it like sort of like Blair did. If you do it like Blair did, and you got nothing to fucking back it up, no examples, no history, I think you'd be absolutely right. That'd be a really snaky fucking thing to do. I think if you're in this situation where you guys got, I mean, he sits there and contacts me yesterday. And
I was 17. She's a pedophile.
I say no, it's not enough, and he goes public with it. So
well,
I mean,
he didn't leak a voice note, did he?
No, I don't care that he played the voice. Here's what happened.
Oh, he didn't.
He said no, he didn't. He wanted. I don't care that he did. Here's what happened. He sent me the comical what I like to call the HR department letter. It was totally phony. It was totally inhuman, and not the way he would normally talk to me. So I knew it was fake. Like that's not the way he's ever talked to me. He's never talked to me in that manner, right? It was just totally fake. I looked at it.
Yes. Let Hellbent back in spicy. That's what I'm saying, Bug. That's what I'm saying. Executive action needs to be taken. Stylo at this point needs to be overruled. Okay, Stylo, I'm sorry. This needs to change. We need the damn to break on this.
And I sent him the audio. I played the audio. You can hear it over, and I played it yesterday. You can play the audio. It's out on the internet and what have you. And then I was going to write, then he asked me, can I use this? And I was going to write, yeah, sure. And I'm like, oh God, I said shifty. I wonder if he's going to use that. Even if he doesn't, somebody else would, right? So I could see how that could be, judged. But then I was gonna write no, and I'm like, well, then I look like a total phony because then, I will leak on somebody. There's no fucking out. You tell somebody one thing and they do another, I'll fucking drop that golden rule in a finger snap. I'm consistent on that. So I decided not to do anything. If I didn't see anything, I didn't respond. I didn't respond to him. I never gave him permission, right? I didn't respond to him, right? And I was thinking, if I wake up the next day and I don't see it all over the place, maybe. I was never going to give him an interview or a debate or anything like that because I've seen him debate before.
Would you allow them to call in?
Yeah, I don't think he's blocked. He's not blocked.
Okay, that's cool. By the way, just
he's never. But
I'm a bit confused on the.
But you haven't let me finish. That's probably why you're confused. But he did exactly what he thought he would do, and he went right to your dementia, you're drunk, you're this, you're that, you're the other thing. So I was right. I was right to fucking blow him off. I was right to fucking warn the other guy. He came to me pretending he was coming to me as a good faith person, which he had no intention of bad faith, and he proved it the next day. So there you go, Hellbang.
So just to be clear, I guess, on the timeline of it. So when did you, I guess, sour on Aiden? Was this like yesterday?
No, it was a couple months ago.
Oh, okay. And I guess if you could answer, when did you, I guess, have a conversation with Nick about your feelings about Aiden?
None of your business.
Fair enough, but
it was the other day. It was the other day when all the Chud stuff happened. Obviously, the timeline's very clear. Twinion's not retarded, so I don't know why he's acting all coy about it.
But I might as well ask.
Later.
Okay, that is my one topic. Bye.
All right, talk to you later. Bye. All right, if you do it like that, then we're cool.
Thank you for the $5, Polsucker.
What happened to Tommy's chat?
I don't avow any stupid shit you were doing in Tommy's chat. That's not okay. Any silly shit you're doing over there, Poddle. Thank you for the $5, though. Hugely appreciate it.
Yeah. Simpman came in next.
All right, but I gotta give. Then it looks like I'm going to my friends and shit, so I'm not gonna go.
Okay.
I'll go Perry first.
Then okay, wait. Oh,
okay.
give me a god.
Okay.
He's a Kuihman guy. It's a heads up.
Okay,
he's a
heads
Kuihman
up.
guy.
He's a Kuihman guy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, are you here to debate me about Chud, Perry? Hello. Are you here to debate me about Chud?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to talk.
Just next question. I'll just go through these questions and then we can go ahead. We got a whole rule set. All right. What topic are you gonna pick? You can only take one.
I guess like hypocrisy about you talking about kid stuff.
Okay.
I wanted to ask why you're like.
All right. Okay. And are you gonna play by the rules?
Pull a what?
Are you going to play by the rules?
We're not gonna skip it, Perry. No, we're watching.
The rules, like, yeah, that's about that topic. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, stay on the topic, and if you're a prick, I'll be a prick. If you're nice, I'll be nice. Fair enough.
Yeah, like we're right. Geez, yeah.
You gonna be snarky with me? I'll throw you out right now.
Well, no, I'm not. I just thought it was like kind of obvious, but yeah, I'll say yes out loud. I mean, if.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. Go with your progress. Go with your argument.
Yeah. So I don't know. It does kind of seem like you're going after like Chud's kids, even though your daughter had to leave your house at 17 because you and your ex-wife are such losers.
That's an argument. First of all, no, she didn't have to leave. She didn't leave at 17. I got divorced in 2010.
The 17-year-old, they like left home.
Can you explain? Can you explain how I went after his kids individually?
How you went after his kids? Well, it's just you like brought them up, and it's just like really weird that you do that.
I brought them up. He brought up my. All right, he brought up my wife. Sure. Fair play.
He brought up your wife.
Yeah, ahead of time.
You bring up your wife. Time.
Well, that's so he brought it. He's brought up his kids before, so I guess we could play that game to no end. See, that's the thing. You can't see. This is my problem with Chud. It's a double standard. If I reveal something, hold on a second. I'll let you talk. I promise. If I reveal something, then that's game. But if he reveals something, then it's no. That's off base. I'm not accepting that. We're playing by the same game.
Right, but it's not. He's not going off. You say the same things about your wife, whereas you're just deciding.
I am no, but see, no. This is and I've said this before. I wasn't saying anything about my wife. I was responding to either a chat or the Keemstar meme that I was mooching off my wife. When I said that, and he was, well, I'm not done. When I said that, I was making a joke. He knew it, and he sat there and said, "Oh, Tommy, you're sharing too much." That's phony, bro.
The obvious implication of you saying people can't say mooch off my wife anymore. is that you didn't have a job and you weren't making money from streaming, so people are accusing you of mooching off your wife because you weren't contributing financially. It's the obvious implication of you even making that joke in response that it kind of was the case.
So he pretended that I was revealing something when I was just doing some self-deprecating humor.
Well, so yeah, apparently you said it multiple times.
All right. Well, I mean,
so anything's
Chud's
game.
always like, Chud's anything that he says is genuine. You think he's like is going after you completely? I don't know. I mean, just some people they can read that. I've seen a lot of people react to what you're saying and be like, "Oh, I see. Yeah, he's like, Tommy's okay with like mocking his wife." And so Chud probably he might.
I didn't mock my wife. I didn't mock. I didn't even mock myself. I didn't mock myself, he disingenuously took a self-deprecating comment and said, "Oh my God, you're revealing too much." That's fucking fake as fuck, bro. And you know what? You don't talk about people that way and expect to be friends with them. By the way, do you know who the guys that normally talk about me that way? Enemies. Keemstar, the alt-right Medica crowd, and him. And he's like...
The alt-right Medica crowd. Okay. Okay, man. You're like Kuihman and the alt-righters. You're like Kuihman, Medica, and the alt-righters. Okay, man.
Supposedly my bro. No, I have more self-respect than that. Yeah, bridge burn.
Right. Was this like part of the bridge burning that happened when Chud was shit talking about Fortnite, or was there like?
I don't remember the Fortnite stuff. All I remember about the Fortnite stuff is I had a pretty good time, but I did feel weird about some of the soldier stuff. But he can't remember it, and neither can I.
Because it seems like you're saying that like Chud isn't being, he's like being too harsh for you the way you wouldn't expect a friend to be. So all right.
Not too harsh. He was just straight up phony. I mean, just the fact that he said that I was revealing something when I was clearly saying, this is my exact words. So if I get a job, you can't say I'm mooching off my wife anymore. And I'm addressing either a comment or just the meme that's been around forever. I mean, fucking Keemstar's accusing me of that. Medica's accused me of that. All these people. It's not true. It's also a real insult to my wife. And I got to sit there. But she's carrying around a loser. So she's basically insulted her too. And I got to listen. Is that guy your friend? So, hey, all's fair now, huh? I mean, he shared his kids. I mean, by the way, I think that's a stupid fucking rule, by the way. But I think he conveniently used that so he could justify doing the same thing he's bitching about me doing.
You think it's like a stupid rule to not go after kids? Is that the stupid rule?
No, see, now you're being bad faith. That's not what I said.
Well,
that's not what I said. It is a stupid rule to go after children. I get it. I didn't go after his kids. I brought them up. I said, they're not around. You're sitting around lonely.
Right. Wait, so...
Dude, his face when he responds to questions, man. Look at the fucking face he pulls, dude.
Right. Wait, so... It's
stupid rule to go after children. I get it. I didn't go after his kids. I brought them up. I said, they're not around. You're sitting around lonely.
Right.
Dude, there's like a mix of fear and contempt. Just like pure rage. Like this guy is just like mad as fuck. It's so crazy, man.
What I said. It is a stupid rule to go after children. I get it. I didn't go after his kids. I brought them up. I said, they're not around. You're sitting around lonely.
Right. Wait, so... Is it so? It's a stupid rule
to
go.
This is getting circular.
No, I'm just sorry.
I made myself very clear here.
All right, look, man. I'm just not.
Yeah, I think Parry was. I think Parry was really here to contest your points. Okay. Sure, you won the debate, Tommy.
What? I'm sorry.
I just want to.
You okay?
I'm just it's because I'm like.
He totally didn't just join to bring up the fact that your daughter left the house at 17. That's kind of weird for like a 17-year-old. Totally not that.
This is my first language.
Okay, fair enough. I speak a second language too. But if you're gonna out of nowhere, I make a joke about myself. That's not true. Obviously not true. He says, "Oh my God, Tommy, you're oversharing," and uses that as an opportunity to fucking go, and then turns around and says, "Oh, well, you brought it up, so that's game." Oh no, that's not your friend. I'm sorry, that's not your buddy. That's not somebody I want to fucking. If I have more self-respect myself, and that's why I stopped going on the show. Opportunity to fucking go, and then turns around and says, "Oh, well, you brought it up, so that's game." Oh no, that's not your friend. I'm sorry, that's not your buddy. That's not somebody I want to fucking. If I have more self-respect myself, and that's why I stopped going on the show and all that other stuff.
close friends
I don't know what you're saying.
would you
Who
say you
didn't
do
say?
have? How many close friends would you say you do have?
Plenty. More than I want.
More than you want?
Yes.
But not in real life.
Of course I do.
Well, but you don't speak German. How could you have real life friends? That
I
doesn't
live in
make
a
sense.
cosmopolitan area and I speak some German.
Oh.
I also live near American military base. It's an American neighborhood.
You know, Tommy, I think you're right. I think people are too harsh on you. I mean, it does kind of seem like just
Auf Wiedersehen,
more you explain it.
Auf Wiedersehen, mein Freund. I think you made your point. Take it out.
Dude, and he's trying to now he's trying to prove that he can speak German. Dude. Dude.
I speak some German.
Oh.
I also live near American military base. It's an American neighborhood.
You know, Tommy, I think you're right. I think people are too harsh on you. I mean, it does kind of seem like just
Auf
more
Wiedersehen,
you explain it.
Auf Wiedersehen, mein Freund. I think you made your point. Take it out. Bye-bye. Oh, I can't wait to take Lumpy mode. I think that guy was German. He probably lives in a fucking village, if I had to guess.
He's like the most broken Americanized German of all time. Actually, I can't speak German, you fucking idiot. Like, dude.
You got 3 questions before we start.
Yeah, I heard you wanted to talk to me.
No, no, not at all.
Well, here I am.
No. Well, no. I'll ask you. Do you want me to debate me on Chud? Yes or no?
Yeah, because you made some pretty idiotic.
All right. Pick the. If you're gonna do that, I'm gonna throw you out. Pick a single topic.
Well, I mean, okay, the President Sunday stuff.
Okay, fair enough. President Sunday stuff. And do you agree with the play by the rules?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, so I just wanted clarification. So, do you think Chud had an insight into what President Sunday was doing and what Becca was doing?
I have no idea. I said it yesterday.
Okay, you have no idea, but that is your assumption that when he was telling Tom.
I think yeah, I do. I think that's probably.
You do realize when those videos came out, Chud was on vacation that whole time, right?
Yeah, I know, but he was aware of the video. He was aware of the video.
No, he wasn't. No.
And he was not aware of the video coming out. What he was aware of was the stuff that was coming out with Pixie. That's what was coming out.
Well, why would that make a difference? Why would that make a difference? Whether it was the video or the stuff that's coming out in Pixie?
Because one of them is about Nick Diorio and the other content creators, and one of them is not. And your issue is with the stuff about the content creator. Dude, what a fucking idiot. He doesn't even understand his own arguments.
See, it still puts Tom in a bad spot.
Dude.
He's telling Tom, hey, this stuff might go public, so, you should go away. You should distance yourself. And even Tom.
He cornered him in that fucking stream after they.
You do realize.
No, he didn't corner him. No, he didn't. Tom said, okay, Chud, let's argue it. No, he didn't.
After they all agreed not to talk about Destiny, Nick slipped up, and ever the opportunist Chud put fucking Tom against the wall. That's sus to me.
That's not true. Nick slipped up. Then Augie started saying that it was obviously non-consensual. Chud reaffirmed that. And then Tom was like, okay, let's debate it. That's what happened. Go back and watch it, you fucking stupid old bastard.
So are you also going to go after Augie for egging Chud on?
What? No.
Are you? Okay, because Augie in that same stream was literally egging Chud on to do it. Because when Chud brought
I
that
don't
up,
think Augie had just come back. I don't think he knew everything that was going on at that point. So no.
He knew everything that was going on at that point.
How do you know?
I'm pretty sure it was well known that
Chud, Nick, Augie, and Tom all knew there was this Pixie stuff circulating coming out, as far as I'm aware.
A lot of them knew what was going on.
He doesn't stream like he even used to.
Because
he doesn't his finger on the ground.
That doesn't mean he's...
He does. He knows everything that's going on. Augie is obviously following drama at that point. Dude, what world is this guy living in? Oh, Augie hadn't streamed for a couple of months. He had only done like one return stream, so he obviously had no idea what any of the drama was. Are you retarded?
He's not in the community. What are you talking about?
Well, look like this. Look at it like this, Lumpy Wooly. I think that's sus as fuck. You have every right to disagree with me and think I'm wrong. But I think it's sus as fuck.
So you think it's wrong to press people publicly about their sweeping for somebody who has
I think if you know what's coming, I think if you know what's coming out, and then somebody sent me a video yesterday that he moved away from it. No, I don't think it, but I don't think it was done in good faith.
What is not done in good faith? Okay, how is it not done in good faith? What does good faith even mean, retard? Define good faith, please. Tommy, you need to say what you think these words mean. Because you're not using them the way they are defined if you look them up. Chud's intention in that conversation was to press Tom about his sweeping. What Chud did was press Tom about his sweeping. Good faith is when you accurately and honestly represent your intentions in a conversation. Bad faith is when you lie about your intentions in a conversation. Did I say Chom? Sorry, Chud, Tom. I'm fucking up with the syllables. Anyway, yeah, that's what good faith and bad faith means. It means, is your intention in conversation as you report it to be? Are you actually engaging? I've also heard that bad faith is something you say to let other pedophiles know you're a pedophile. I've heard rumors of that too, but I don't know too much about that. Yeah. So he's not using these words the way they're defined. He's not using these phrases the way they're defined. So please, Tommy, explain to us how Chud was being bad faith in that conversation.
God. I mean, he spent the last 2 days saying that I was defending Bobax's privacy. Enough reason alone never to talk to him again. I never said that.
Well,
once.
I mean, it kind of did seem like that.
But
Yeah,
it did.
okay,
But that's the problem.
I want to go back to the
that's
Sunday
the problem.
stuff.
That's the problem. I'll let you go. I'll let you go back. I promise. Right? That's the problem. It didn't. It seems like that when I clearly state it's not. It still seems like that. So that's more dishonesty. But go back to the Sunday stuff.
It's not really. I mean, if you keep wording it in a certain way and people take
well,
it,
no,
they
can take it all. When I sit there and say that Bobax has absolutely nothing to do. No, I swept the subject. I broke the rules in fairness, by the way. So I'll give you a chance to break the rules. No, if I specifically say this has nothing to do with him, somebody gave your word and you didn't keep it, and I think that's sus. That's it. And then you constantly have to make excuses about Bobax's privacy. Then I start to think, oh, you're doing that on purpose. You're deliberately being dishonest.
What is he going on
about? But go back.
I actually want to go. Well, hold up. I actually want to go to the Bobax stuff real quick since you brought it.
I did. I brought it up. Fair enough. Okay. Normally,
you were saying.
Hold on, Lumpy, Willie. I'm not going to allow that again. It's because I broke the rule that I'm going to let him do that. I'm telling the
I broke the rules.
But go ahead.
So for the Chud knowing the Bobax leaks, right? You do realize Chud barely found out about that like a month prior to that stream, right? He didn't know at the same time that you did.
What's the difference?
Because you were claiming, oh, he knew about it for 5 months.
Well, I said
he heard about it for 5 months.
No, that's not what I said. I said nothing came out for 6 months and he had no idea what impact this would have.
Yeah, nothing came out about it for 6 months, but you were
everybody kept their mouth shut. I'm pretty sure Nick told them. Aiden has admitted to told them, and both his replies have been, "So what? Who cares?" And yeah, I didn't know.
Aiden was the only one to tell Chud because Aiden was the one that brought it up to begin with and showed Chud the picture. I know that because around that same time,
wait a minute, he had the picture.
This guy knows nothing. He literally is just saying shit and doesn't know anything. He doesn't have a fucking clue what's going on, man. He just has no fucking idea. He's completely lost. Yes, Aiden had the picture because fucking Connor and Augie were sharing it around behind the scenes because they were fucking mocking him behind his back. Because no one gave a fuck about Bobax or sneaking him or any bullshit like that. He literally has no fucking idea what's going on.
No, he like showed it to him in the street. He did the same thing with me.
Aiden had the picture. That's
Aiden has the picture. Yes, he showed me the picture. I know what the
picture. He showed you
is.
the picture. Now, I was told that nobody had the picture except like you. Augie.
He was offering me to show it to me at one point. He was offering to show it to me. I don't know if he might have showed it to me. I'm not sure. I honestly can't remember at this point. He was like entertaining the idea of showing it to me at one point. Aiden fucking was showing this picture to everyone. And fucking Connor was showing it to everyone. And fucking Augie, like, dude. He has no idea what's happening.
And
I don't have the picture.
Yeah.
Aiden has the picture.
I don't see. I honestly, I don't think the amount of time Chud knew doesn't seem to make a difference to me. They told him not to. That's my whole point. It's not about Bobax's privacy. I don't give a fuck about that guy. It has everything to do is he broke his word. He broke his word.
Hold on. Sorry. Give me 1 second.
Sure. Go ahead. Well, you can't stop the show, Lumpy Willie. Hello? I can't do
You
that.
said give him a second.
I'll give him a second, but I can't just fucking get dead air. I'm not. This isn't Kuihman here. He's got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3.
I'll send him a
2.
message to let him know.
Lumpy Will, you here?
when he's
I'm not.
ready to
I
do
can't do
stuff.
that.
All the air is dead. We
Okay,
ain't
hold on.
saying
Sorry,
shit.
my bad.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
anyways,
Go ahead.
what I was gonna say is around that time too. Well, right after this Bo Black stuff came out, a lot of people, the whole reason, from my understanding, from what I've heard from a lot of people, is that it wasn't that it was a privacy thing that they didn't want this to come out. It was mostly the fact that nobody wanted the heat for outing Bo Black's sexuality.
No, that's not what I
because
heard.
eventually,
That's not what I heard, but it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. He didn't keep his word. You're getting this privacy. I don't.
But where's the word? Where's the word? Okay, what Chud agreed to was don't share the picture. That's what Chud agreed to.
I know Chud is told and repeated that over and over ago, dishonestly. I don't give a fuck. Do you understand? Do you believe me? Do you not believe me? Even though I've never thrown any support to blowbacks? Do you believe me, Lumpy Willie? I don't give a shit. It's about keeping your word.
I think you're being bad faith, but sure.
How do you think it's being bad faith? That means something
to
me.
Do you know what bad faith means? Bad faith means.
I'm not doing the definition game. We're not doing red herrings. I don't.
You get. It's not. Dude, it's not a definition game or a red herring. He's asking, dude, you don't. It's impossible to communicate with someone that is using words with definitions that only they use. Okay, you literally cannot have a conversation with someone who has their own private definition of every word and phrase and refuses it to explain it to you. It literally undermines the point of language. You are making it impossible to talk to you. Dude. It's so fucking annoying. It's actually crazy.
Look, you're entitled to believe I'm being in bad faith. Red Lumpy Willie. I don't give a shit. It's about keeping your word.
I think you're being bad faith, but sure.
How do you think it's being bad faith? That means something
to me. Do you know what bad faith means? Bad faith means.
I'm not doing the definition game. We're not doing red herrings. I don't. Look, you're entitled to believe I'm being in bad faith. He didn't keep his word. That's how I feel. I'm not getting in the definition game. I played this game with.
It's like it's fine. It's like if you don't understand what a word means, okay, and you have like your own definition for it, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. You're not like necessarily a complete retard because you don't know the definition of a word or phrase and you use the wrong one for a different concept. You're not necessarily a complete fucking retard. But when you're asked, when you're trying to, when for the sake of a conversation, someone has to know what you mean, you need to explain it. You can't just keep using phrases with meanings that only you know. Otherwise, it's impossible to have a conversation at that point. It's just so, how he doesn't understand this is just like fucking baffling. It's actually so annoying.
We're not doing it.
Whatever. Okay. Well, you're using that word entirely wrong.
It's a red herring.
I'm going back to the Sunday. Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going back to the Sunday.
Go back to the Sunday. Okay.
Okay. So Chud had no idea this was coming out because in that time period where Chud was on vacation, it was 4 days prior to that where Sunday and Beckett started making their videos.
Thank you for
know
the 50
that,
Swedish krona, Sister Diver. Huge appreciate it. Thank you.
Or do you not know that?
What? Oh, I'm not aware, but I haven't accused him of colluding with
Okay, no, but
I do wonder out loud, and I have every right to say that.
Yeah, you are making accusations
I'm not saying it's true though. I'm saying I wonder if that
doesn't matter.
Yes,
okay,
it does.
Can see you like.
Well, no,
yes,
Tommy.
it does.
Okay, here's the thing that Tommy actually did say. He wasn't just thinking out loud or speculating when he claimed that Chud knew about the video. He actually made that as a factual claim. He speculated on like the amount of collusion, but he actually did make as a factual claim the idea that Chud knew about the Sunday video, which is literally impossible on the timeline.
I sit there and say that, yes, it does, because one's saying this happened, and the other one's saying I'm suspicious of this happening.
No, you said as a fact that Chud knew about the video, and that's why he was pressing them. As a fact, you said that. You literally just watched it. It's actually so dumb, man. You claim that absolutely as a fact that Chud knew about that video, but that is totally impossible.
Okay, that is crazy. No,
Well,
you're
it's
still
the
you
idea,
are
like,
you're broadly implying. You were broadly implying.
I have to. No, I am implying it. There's no way, but I have no idea if it happened or not. I have no idea if it happened or not. It would not shock me.
Okay, it wouldn't shock you, but if you actually looked into the situation, you would know that that would be not possible because Chud was not on the internet when that happened. Chud was away with his kids on vacation.
We have a fucking phone. I talked to Nick the whole time when I was in Spain when I found out about the Bodax leaks. Are you kidding me?
Dude. Okay, well, Chud was not DMing people all week about fucking Destiny when he was on holiday with his kids. I was just a little bit more disciplined than you, TommyC. A little bit more impulse control.
Are you kidding me?
What?
Like, Jesus Christ, are you going to sit there and tell me in 2024 or 2025 that you can't do this because you're on vacation with your kids? By the way, I was on vacation.
Well, Tommy, unlike you, Chud is remotely successful at this, and it is now his full-time job. So when he goes on vacation, he doesn't continue doing his full-time job. So that might explain it a little bit.
When I found about Bobax, and you're seriously going to tell me that there's no way he could have known anything because he was on vacation?
Whether he knew about it, wait, this is literally irrelevant anyway. Lumpy is making this point in a kind of retarded way. Because by the time Chud's on vacation, right, that's way after the New Year's stream. The point is, did Chud know about it at the New Year's stream? And he couldn't, because the video only started getting made while he was on holiday, or like just before he went off for holiday. So, no, he literally could not have known about the video when he was pressing Tom.
Today's day and age?
What Chud was referencing in that, and when he was warning Tom, was also not about the Sunday stuff. That was prior to the Sunday stuff. The Sunday stuff happened 4 days prior to that. Chud was talking about what was coming out already, what already came out on the farms. You do know that, right? Because it was.
I don't even know. Now I'm totally confused because what
It was the whole last 2 weeks.
The Pixie stuff came out a month prior on the farms. That is what Chud. Yes, Pee Wee Farms.
Yes. Okay. So Lumpy doesn't have the whole timeline straight in his head clearly, so it's gonna be hard for him to lay this out. But yeah, the Pixie stuff was out there in November. What Chud had shared with with Nick and Tom and Augie and whoever was about the DMs between Straight Array, Destiny, and Pixie. That's what Chud had seen. That's what he talked to them about. That was the proof for it being non-consensual that he was leaning on. Nothing about the Sunday video. The Sunday video was not in production. The Sunday video was not even a concept yet.
The videos and everything?
Yes. That is why Chud was warning Tom, hey, this stuff just came out on Kiwi Farms. The only reason...
If you go back to that video, he's putting him on the fence. It's not... I think that's bad faith because you're acting like it's a warning and it looks like he's putting him on defense.
He already gave them a warning. No, he had already warned them.
No, obviously Chud gave him the warning prior to that, and then in public, because they're still sweeping, but he's making references to the Melina stuff, which Melina was already...
I don't buy that at all. I don't buy that at all. I think Chud saw his opportunity once Nick fucking broke the rule. I mean, you could think...
Dude, Chud only said things that were already being said on that stream. Augie had already said it was obvious, and Chud reaffirmed that to keep the conversation going. And then Tom, by his own volition, said to Chud, okay, Chud, let's argue it. Totally, of his own free will, grown-ass man, decided he wanted to have that conversation.
Think something different. You can disagree with me, but I don't think so. It looked targeted to me. It looks like he wanted to put him in a bad spot, considering the way he's treated me, considering the way he's treated Willie.
How would that put him in a bad spot if he's already
because it makes him look like us, so he can turn around and call him a sweeper a day later. Let's not be stupid.
So prior to that, okay. So no, because that wasn't your argument. Your whole argument was that he wanted Tom to get backlash from the DGG community for calling out Destiny and for tipping Destiny off to all this stuff already coming out.
DGG, no, I didn't. I mean guys like you that were calling me. No, I don't. I mean guys like you that were going to call him a sweeper. DGG would fucking know. Why would they turn on him? He would be defending them. Doesn't make any sense.
They were going to turn on him for turning on Destiny because that's how
the
Destiny.
whole first argument. Lumpy's not quite. It's not quite what Tommy said, but yeah, Tommy's whole first argument was about how Tom had to keep the ruse up and didn't want to tip Destiny off.
Destiny's community is. If you go against them, they will turn on you. Tom was already prior to that coming out against Destiny and saying that he wanted to.
They would also, once the Sunday video got turned on him for sweeping for Destiny. And that's the
rouge,
position I'm saying Chud put him in.
Keep the rouge up.
Which is why when the original stuff, when all of the stuff came out on the farms, is what Chud told Tommy, Chud told Tom, hey, this stuff is most likely going to get out eventually because nobody was talking about it because nobody wanted to out any of these
I can't believe it. I would have fucking outed it if I'd known about it. I just heard there was stuff out there. I had no idea that was on the farms. But I got to be honest with you. Your argument doesn't make any sense because the video is going to make it happen. And I'm not saying that DGG is going to turn on.
The video came out months.
Let me make this clear. I was not fucking insinuating that it put Tom in a bad spot for DGG. I'm talking it put Chud.
Yeah, no, you did. That is what he insinuated at that point. Okay, whatever.
I'm in a bad spot for the Kuihmans of the world, the Chuds of the world, the people that would accuse him for sweeping for DGG. I don't know where you got that from.
You do realize everybody was already accusing Tom of sweeping. Because
yes, I understand, and you know what? I exactly, and that's why I think he put him in that spot.
Okay, Tom was sweeping. No, it's not even a question if a lot of people are accusing him. Tom swept for Destiny, blatantly so. Go watch Tom's documentary on Destiny. Go watch it and tell me Tom did not sweep like nothing else for this guy. Swept like fucking crazy. Absolutely some of the most blatant, obvious, clear as fuck, just out in the open sweeping. Not just on the Mr. Girl stuff, across the entire video. Across his entire video. Yes, his doc was before the leaks, and he still swept. Yes. That's not the only thing you can possibly sweep for Destiny on. Retard. Tom, go watch any other one of Tom's videos that has any element in common with Destiny. A video on someone who said that they were attracted to a 15-year-old in their late 20s. A video on someone who was texting with them. Go watch his videos on someone who calls for people's deaths. Go watch his videos on like any number of these. Any number of his documentaries you can go look at. Go look at the way he treats other people for doing that, and go look at the way he treats Destiny for doing that. It's the most blatant, obvious, transparent, proven, beyond a shadow of a doubt, you're a fucking idiot if you disagree, sweeping that is just out in the open. And you are so fucking stupid if you say anything different. It's just blatant. So yes, Tom should be pressed on that. Chud was right to press him on that. It's not even a matter of the audience are saying this stuff. It's obviously true. Chud obviously thinks it to some extent and decided to press him on it. And then you can look at the Mr. Girl stuff and the Destiny thing as well. Tom did not even engage with the Mr. Girl stuff, even though it showed clear inaccuracies in the rest of his video in the Destiny report. Even though the Destiny report substantiates inaccuracies in the rest of his video, stuff about the Anna thing, where Destiny's obviously acting like a total fucking psycho. You know, but he literally said, oh yeah, there's nothing there, it's just crazy rambling. It's like, yeah, I agree it was a bad fucking document. 100% I agree it was a bad document. But you didn't even attempt. Anyone that's reasonably attempting to learn the story, you know, make a piece about someone, would at least attempt to engage and read through for pertinent information or potential reveals that could change your opinion of other stuff. But he chose not to do that. It's just, no, that's all dumb. That's all dumb. It was very obviously biased. It was so blatantly biased. It is one of the most compromised pieces of media I've ever seen. It is a cocksucking doc. It is just glazing.
Exactly.
people already thought
But
that before
that's going
he
to
even got confronted on the stream.
That's going to be Lumpy Willie. That's
Hey, user desperately attempting to troll. Get on Discord if you want to actually disagree.
So when the big video
5
comes
minutes is
out
not
like
long
a
enough,
month
24
later,
hours.
right? How is Chud putting him in a bad position?
Well, a month later, it was like
yes,
2
it
weeks.
was.
It was like 2 weeks. That was a New Year's stream, right?
It was a New Year's stream, yeah.
All right, when does President Sunday's video come up? A month later? It was like the 15th, I think, at the most. President Sunday. I mean, this is really fucking. I don't think this really hurts your debate or anything, but I think that was. Let's see. 3 months ago.
January 20th. So at the end of the month.
So it's 20th.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sorry if he knows it's coming down the pipe.
he's-
Hey, listen,
all
I'll
the-
give you this, Lugby Willie. You're a lot more fair to me in person than you are. I'm sorry.
You actually don't need to
that
interact.
is
with people
enough.
ever. Kuihman fan donated.
You can
Let's go.
And you can think I'm nuts.
Okay, I entirely think that you are just pushing this. But I don't understand how this video, which was made 4 days prior to the release date. What was it? So the 16th. How does Chud know about this months beforehand?
I don't know. I mean,
President,
look. Beckett's on record says he knows about the. Beckett's on record saying he knows Chud the video's coming out, but Beckett's not on record saying he does not know if Chud knew the context. So now there's some conflict here.
Wait, no. Because the only reason President Sunday made the video was because of something that happened 4 days prior. I forgot exactly what it was, but it was that incident that
It's when Straight Raid says that Pixie has stopped replying to her.
President Sunday said, "You know what? I'm going to make this video now." Because it was already starting everybody was already starting to know that that was Pixie.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see. There's no way, no possible way you can know because that's
there's literally absolutely no way.
Okay. Oh, I will say I still like to see their communications.
Dude, it's just like the endless now you have to show me your DMs. They have to show me your DMs. Dude, look at his fucking weird as fuck face here. Dude, this is the last thing a German 14-year-old... Okay. Those immigrant rape gangs, man.
I would love to see their communications. Why? I would because I could see something going on there. Here's another thing. It doesn't change the fact that I think he put him in a bad spot. I still think he's put him in a bad spot for the people that would be accusing him of sweeping for Destiny. Yes, I do.
There's just so many good jokes you could make. Here's the problem TommyC has got. Is I don't think TommyC is a pedophile. I've got no reason to think about it. He's put himself in a position where there's a lot of good jokes about it. There are a lot of good jokes. Because Germany, obviously the age of consent being 14, he's a army guy who lives near US military bases. That's obviously got a reputation for it. He's an immigrant to Europe, which is obviously, there's a lot of jokes there as well, while also being like right-wing. So like you can do like the whole no you thing. Like there's so many good jokes there, unfortunately. But it's just, it isn't good to joke about someone being a pedophile like that, okay? It really isn't. People do take it too seriously. I do disavow the X6217X video, because obviously some retard will take that seriously.
Totally disagree with me, but I still think
that's not good behavior.
Now, I'm assuming what you're telling me is true, but I have been told, Beckett's on the record saying he knew the video would come out. Now, did he know back then? No. I will concede on that to you. Is that fair? I'll take your word for it that he knew the video coming out, but I still think
no. Beckett knew the video was coming out, but Beckett knew also 4 days prior to that because they both made their videos at the exact same time.
Chud knew it was coming out, and I don't know the timeline. In fairness to you, he said Chud knew about it. Now he did not. He explicitly said, "I don't know if he knew the context of it. I knew the context of it, which is why I called Nick." So yeah, I got to be honest with you. I mean, you're saying this stuff. This is the first time I'm hearing this Kiwi Farms. You're saying he knows all stuff. They know the tidal wave's coming. I mean, Beckett told me like one of the reasons he contacted Nick is because he knew how your side of the community would react to it. It's not really hard to believe
my
that
side
Chud.
What are you?
Well, or fucking Chud's community, or the people that call it the NTTGGs, call it whatever you want.
Well, you're telling me that Beckett is a wretched people pleaser who runs around desperately trying to make sure everyone's friends. Really, no way. Ain't no freaking way. No way.
We don't have to get fucking split hairs here over the committee. Let's make it really simple, really practical. The people that would be calling Tom a sweeper, his enemies, giving them ammo.
How is that? How is saying, "Oh, you're a sweet"? I feel like you're putting way too much emphasis on that word because it's really not. It's really not that big of a deal. Obviously,
you think so? You think so? I don't. I
I'm pretty
don't.
sure
I think
everybody
they
does.
all agreed to it. They all agreed to it, and then he cuts in on Tom. And then Tom never shows up again.
Cuts in on Tom. When Tom said, do you want to... Okay, let's argue about this. Thank you for the $2, Nate. Huge appreciated.
I guess we both have dementia. Huh?
I'm just at a loss for words. I'm gonna be real. This is just crazy.
I'm
pretty sure Tom just Tom just didn't enjoy streaming because he just didn't have the time for it. I'm pretty sure he came out and said that.
Yeah.
He came out and said
so Tommy is claiming, I guess with he must have some kind of information if he's saying it's different to what Tom said publicly. But I guess Tommy is saying that Tom dropped out of streaming because of Chud. That Chud made Tom go into hiding.
he just didn't have time to stream.
I came out because I don't know. I'm sure he's gonna come out. I'm coming out because I think fucking ChudLogic is a complete fucking snake. Peace, bitches. Then he would have got what I got. Are you kidding me? He's not an idiot. I mean, come on. Look what happened a couple days. Let's not pretend that didn't happen. If anybody does that, this is what happens. Do you think I didn't know what was going to happen?
I'm sorry. I'm just.
You're lost for words for what? What for what? Like I mean,
I just don't understand. I just don't understand what you're trying to say. I just don't understand.
Are you gaslighting me? Because he wouldn't come out.
No, I'm
serious. Tom is not going to come out and throw Chud on the bus. It's not fucking good money. It's not good business. Do you understand that? Do you understand what I just said?
Okay, so if he's not going to...
So Tommy is saying Tom's not going to come out and say this. He's obviously hinting at the idea it's got private information that Chud made Tom go into hiding.
Throw Tom on... If he's not going to throw Chud under the bus, why wouldn't he just throw Destiny under the bus?
What? I'm pretty sure he did. I mean, I've sent video that he said he was moving away from them, and I think when he interviewed
What's-Her-Face, but that was prior to him quitting.
What?
That was prior to him quitting.
Yeah, that's like, the thing.
Even weeks before.
He was always going to move away, but they wanted to see how the whole thing got settled first. And that's something President Sunday accused them of. That they were going to do.
No, he was...
Somebody with that haircut is not intent of any allegations made against him.
He really did get his shit fucked up. I do feel bad for him, I'm not gonna lie. That is it's just like... It's just not what you want, is it? It's just never what you want.
He was already... No, okay. In that clip, he literally says he wants to distance himself away from Destiny. Period.
Yeah, he says he wants... No, he doesn't. He says DGG in that clip, not Destiny.
DGG is Destiny.
Yo, come on. You could say the
community. That whole community.
Are you nuts? Are you nuts? There's a community, there's the individual. There's my community and there's the individual. You could piss off my community without pissing off me. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but the difference is DGG is primarily Destiny. Everybody else is an orbiter of Destiny. By saying I want to leave DGG, that is essentially you saying I want to get away from Destiny.
No, that's not true at all. Because
he said about the community, and he cited something Destiny himself said. He said, "Yeah, the DGG community is getting a bit much for me. Destiny saying he wants to brigade Hassan. I don't want to be around that." That's what he said.
That is completely relevant for DGG.
I can tell. No, it is, and you're being dishonest because you can say, "Hey, listen, Destiny, I like you, but your community sucks." Come on, let's be real here. You can totally say that. Let's not pretend. Like, you can still have a relationship with Destiny. You can still have a relationship with the community without Destiny.
Destiny.
I mean, let's not like say they're once and the same. And it was tacit, by the way. He tacitly moved away. It was an uncomfortable, bad situation for him that I believe Chud made a lot fucking more difficult and more uncomfortable. And yes, I'm willing to bet on purpose.
So do you have any proof to back that up? That in private. Do you have proof yourself that
I wouldn't say it if I did?
Okay, so you're just making. So you're just
I didn't make it up.
Like insane assumptions.
No, I don't think it's pretty insane. I don't think it's insane. You can think it's insane. You're entitled to think that, but no.
If you don't have any, if you don't even have proof of that,
what about common sense? You know, the way he treats me, the way he treats Willie, that stunt, the Bobax thing, put that all together. His history, I'm finding out he fights with absolutely every one of his allies, going all the way back to BreadTube. Is that true? I just heard that today. I don't know. Can you back me up?
Dude, someone's watched the Parry hit piece and told him about it. Oh my god.
Up on that?
He fights with his allies?
Yeah, does he get into
Dude, this is literally, this is a talking point from fucking Parry's hit piece on Chud. that every couple of years Chud has to burn his last group of friends. Dude. Thank you for the $5 snake. You can piss off the community without pissing off the creator. How is Chud responsible for you and Spicy? Well, because, you see, it's like Hassan and Bad Empanada, okay? I'm like Chud's attack dog, even though I, like, disagree with Chud on a bunch of stuff and, you know, shit talk Chud. Criticize Chud when I have disagreements with him. Chud criticizes me and shit talks me when he has disagreements with me. Or thinks I'm doing something stupid. Like, I mean... But yeah, it's completely in sync, and we're coordinating everything, okay?
Friends, I'm asking you. This is not me accusing.
I mean, he riffs. I don't know.
No. Fallout. All his allies. Is that true? Well,
I
know about the only one I know
Fallout.
about Star. The only one I know about Star is Star. But does it go all the way back to BreadTube?
Yeah, did Chud just start fighting with Stardust? Is that what happened? Is that what happened? Chud just started fighting with Stardust. It's not that she was, like, freaking the fuck out and trying to get his Discord taken down over completely, like, retarded doxing allegations. Are you sure that's not what was happening?
I know about one. I don't know. I don't really know the Chud lore.
Stardust.
Right.
I know the. I vaguely know. I vaguely know the Star.
Fair enough.
You think you're Stardust?
Because of Mr. Girl.
Fair enough, Star. Well, Mr. Girl, fuck him. I don't blame him on that one. But I'm sorry, he's got his. And by the way, Kyle, you're not.
See, this is just like the unending retardation of commentary YouTubers. That's one of the cases where Chud was in the wrong. Thank you for the 50 Swedish krona. Except for when Mr. Girl was trying to take them to Discord, obviously. Thank you for the 50 Swedish krona.
Kui has created an even more spicy generation of poopers.
Hugely appreciate it for the 50 Swedish krona. But yeah, the stuff with the Destiny report, obviously. Anyone that was on the wrong side of the Destiny report is, you know, you're permanently marked for that, unfortunately. Yeah, I think it's 50 Swedish krona. Total parry damage, okay.
Not kidding, and you've called me a fucking pedophile before. Go fuck off. Ban him.
What'd he say?
Fair enough, Star. Well, Mr. Girl, fuck him. I don't blame him on that one. But I'm sorry, he's got his. And by the way, Kyle, you are not getting in. You've called me a fucking pedophile before. Go fuck off. Ban him for life. So you're not getting your opportunity.
I don't know.
Can we reach an impasse? You think I gave you enough time to talk?
Yeah, I guess so.
Right,
I just think you're
fair
making
enough.
crazy assumptions about stuff.
All right, fair enough. We'll have to do Raiders 3. All right. Sorry I didn't get the one you wanted.
The real Kyle Rittenhouse in his chat.
Sit, man.
Yep.
They had a lot of time. I'm not taking that fucking guy. That guy is. I mean, some of the shit he even said about Kel was out of line. So fuck him.
Ooh, damn. All right. Well,
What's
I got
up?
your last debate then.
You're debating.
Is this that simp man retard? Is this guy's fucking bull washer simp man?
Because I got to give you.
Yeah. Beans on toast, people. Trustworthy or not?
Go through the.
Okay, not remotely funny. As usual, this guy's a complete waste of space. Very embarrassing that people like this exist, man. Not gonna lie. I would feel ashamed, personally, if I was as uncharismatic and unvalued as this fucking hanger-on retard. That Raul's Dono
Let's go
play.
through the list. So I got to be, because we're friendly. So I mean, I'm gonna just just to go through the thing. We do have I wouldn't say a relationship, but we're friendly. So just full transparency.
Yep.
If you think he's gonna sweep from me or go soft on me, I don't know what he's gonna say, but we do have background. Okay, do you want to debating on Chud?
Okay.
Pick the topic. Pick the topic.
Beans on toast.
Beans on toast.
Yeah, trustworthy people.
It's mentioning Apostle's crazy. All right, so you're joking around. So you don't want that. So what do you want? What do you got?
No. Listen, I think that this is. I think you just ended this. This is great. I think this is fucking fantastic. I just never. I didn't
shit.
That was just my.
I got news for you. I didn't shit. I gotta give Lumpy Willie a little bit.
This
of
guy never trusted Chud, but was constantly in Chud's Discord, desperately trying to get people to talk to him. Very pathetic guy, not gonna lie. In fact, you know what? If this guy's gonna come on here and say just like, "Oh, I've actually never trusted Chud," I'll just unload this guy right now because it's very fucking gay to do this. This guy is one of the most embarrassing retards alive, frankly. This simp man guy will sit in VCs and desperately try to talk to people, streamers and shit, that have no interest in talking to him, cannot take a hint, cannot read a room, and will endlessly ramble about inane bullshit and try to get them involved in whatever gay shit he's doing behind the scenes. It's very fucking sad. He is a TommyC nut hanger. He used to go on J-Stalks and would be the absolute worst edition at all points. It is just the endless rambling of a desperate old loser who just wants to be around important stuff online. And the idea that you go into someone's Discord and you are desperately trying to, like, connect with all these fucking, like, content creators in there and shit, desperately trying to get attention. You turn around and go, oh no, he's a snake, the moment someone else says it. That's, like, so embarrassing. And this guy is constantly, like, you know, on the anti-Aiden shit as well. So, you know, I will say, I hate giving Aiden this. But when I see someone saying, kick Aiden from, like, any of these other communities, sometimes it's funny when we do it. When I see them saying, like, kick Aiden or disregarding things Aiden's saying because they've got a preconceived notion of him, I do immediately look down on them. I do immediately look at them like, okay, I can tell you're kind of like a fucking retard. You're like a carrot poster.
I thought he was completely insane with his caps text and his like not very generous delay text.
You actually don't need to interact.
He was totally like, come on, Tommy, I was just getting around.
Yeah, exactly. Aiden go live is better. Dude.
Delay text over.
You actually don't need to interact.
He was totally like, come on, Tommy, I was just getting around.
Mein Unterstrich-Kittenhaus donated $5. Come on, Tommy, I was just kidding around. If it makes you feel any better, I touched kids too.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, go on.
All right. No, what do you got, man? I'm going to bed. I've been on like 3 hours.
Listen, I just said that, like, you know, I just wanted to say, I think I was also justified.
Blazing was crazy. Hold on a second. Blazing was blazing. That's the blazing sweeping. I'm complimenting you. I thought you were a fucking retard. You're not. All right, you're a retard. You're totally retarded with your all cap shit. Nobody's listening. You're fucking retarded, Lumpy Willie. You're a complete dishonest jerk. Is that better?
Okay, dude. Crash out.
No.
Tommy, crash out.
Rammstein. Go to Rammstein. See me in Rammstein.
I also feel
crash on the tarmac. How about that?
I also feel like I was justified on what you call Aiden finally, so I feel good.
Fuck Aiden, you came out to be such a phony. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, see, what did I say? What did I say? The most uncharismatic, unintelligent loser who will literally never, like, just, this is one of those people who will never, ever lay out what they actually think and disagree with in a way that you can push back on in any way. He is just like an embarrassing hanger-on. It's very sad. And he's like 45 or some shit. Just totally embarrassing. I truly, this is such a miserable cesspit of some of the worst fucking losers sometimes, man. TommyC, Simpman, Xylee Gets Real. Truly, some of the most pathetic, just stuck in a ditch, permanently waste of space, waste of existence, waste of air, just total worthless people. It's just such a pit. It's such a pit, man. It's crazy. Now Recording, the entire cast of Now Recording, minus Beavers. You know, like, it's rough.
No, you don't talk to me that way. I would have more respect with, like, dude, get your pussy ass in there. Let's fucking get this right. That's the way I would expect to hear fucking from Aiden. Hi. You know, as soon as I fucking exposed him lying, leaving out context, I didn't attack him. I didn't leave, he left out context on the shifty thing. He started like, oh, you're fucking dementia-ridden old man. That was hysterical.
So, man, you are seriously embarrassing. You are seriously embarrassing. I mean this. You should be embarrassed. The idea that you show up on streams or in voice calls is pretty shameful.
Yep. All right.
True.
What do you got, Land? What do you got, Land? What do you got? You can say it, man.
Oh, I just wondering how you're gonna feel later this year when Blair's gonna return.
Blair's coming back?
Of course she is.
I'm gonna work with her to op. I'm gonna work with her and talk to some Chud. Big op, Tommy.
She's not Chud's type. I'm sorry. I'm not paying so.
Let's go in there. Doug.
Thank you for the money, though.
Hey, I just got one thing to say. It all sucks. And it's a Nicholas, stop the swiping!
Thank you, Doug. I appreciate it. Are we done? Can I go? Let's call Pats. Thanks for staying up to play with me. What you call it? Why is he glazing me?
Don't even know my name.
You know why Lumpy Willie's probably glazing me? Because he's probably afraid they're all gonna fucking dump on him. And say, you didn't do it right. He had the balls to call in, they didn't, and they're gonna dump on Lumpy Willie. So he's afraid if I compliment him, then it makes him look bad.
Why is he smoking?
He's totally fucking good. I think he's within his consciousness.
Dude, what is he on about?
Jacket, Cody Grill, Final Flash, G-Man, Ghost Gaming, Little Manly, not your typical Panic on Taylor D, Tommy Scott, Genie, Picklington, Will Dillon. Right. Here's the thing. It does poke. I'll give Lumpy Willie. It does poke a huge hole in my argument if he didn't know. If what's his face Sunday did it on a whim. And I got to take Lumpy Willie's word for that. But from what I understand, he knew the video was coming out, but just didn't know.
Literally, the story in the timeline that's been stated a million times by all parties involved. Everyone knows this is the case and has always known this was the case. Fucking idiot.
And the video was, remember, the intent was to rope Tom, Willie, who didn't even know anything, and Nick. That was the intent of the video until Nick talked to Sunday. And you know what? Beckett fucking took the did it the hard way, I guess. You know? Yeah, Dickers, he's fair. The guy called me a fucking... You know what he said before? I said he called me a fucking pedophile yesterday, and he's no, I didn't. I just repeat the allegation. What did he say before? I gotta read this again. This is so funny. This is what he wrote me. After months of not because I retract my let's see. First of all, I attacked my apology. You're right. It was all planned. You got got. I guess mentioned in the Kinetic Hell stuff. Right. And then let's see. Oh, they removed his fucking. Oh no, that's because they blocked.
No, you blocked
because I blocked him because he can't write me anymore.
No,
I retract believing Kinetic Hell was was lying about a dick pic when she was 14. All right, so yeah, you essentially called me a pedo. Go fuck. You could have called in there, Chris. I would let you. Aiden or anybody else. You could have. You blew it. No, now you never come on the server again. So, sorry, you're gonna have to go fucking suck their ass and pass their purity test, and you can't come around here anymore. Yeah, you're gonna pass their little purity test. As soon as you fucking walk off the reservation, they're gonna eat you alive. I've seen how Kuihman works. I've seen how the rest of them work. If what's his face doesn't make a video exactly to and cover every fucking base that Kuihman wants, and it's a bad video or JSOC. I've seen that. Won't last. I might be gone, but they will be gone too. See you later. Bye.
Dude. Whoa, people can think a video is bad because it doesn't hit the right points? Whoa, no way.